Hey guys, hey everyone. I'm a little bit... Now it's working. So I'm still trying to get Dirk somehow in here. So let's see if we can hook him up here for a second. There he is.
Hi guys. That worked.
Dad jokes. So hi everyone, welcome. How are you guys?
How are you doing? I apologize for not streaming on my channel today, but that was technically impossible to do.
Yeah, his internet didn't work, so he just had to come over.
My internet is dead, so I just flew in.
Yeah, it's the easiest thing. And also it was a nice, occasion to just meet live again.
Right.
Because
it's been a while.
Yeah, 20,000 years, something.
It kind of feels like. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Let us know in the chat. We have a big day coming up in 2 days.
Yeah, Black Friday, right?
It's the season. It's the season of crying wallets.
That's true. Season of crying wallets. I just have to move my... Yeah. So how are you guys? Thanks for being here, everyone. Man, chat is moving too fast.
I try to follow along. You moderate and I try to read what they're writing. So, what a surprise. There you go. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. I just have to...
Yeah.
I'm usually used to, when you just say cheers, look someone in the eye, and I was just completely confused. Look at the camera.
It's different than usual, right?
Yeah. So I think that's pretty cool, having the opportunity, to do that.
Somebody's asking if I come through your mic.
Yeah, it's just probably like a little bit of an over, like an air.
Yeah, of course he gave me the bad mic.
Is someone louder? Is someone softer? Do we have like a...
Yeah, the funny thing is we don't have any kind of monitoring, so you guys need to tell us if anything is wrong with the audio.
I think we just balance pretty much okay. But, just let us know. Your wallet is almost empty. This is bad. Already two days before.
It's not even Black Friday yet. But anyway, yeah. So what we want to let you know is we are using, there's a musicians forum called VI Control, and there is one very nice guy with a great nickname of Tiger the Frog, who has compiled the ultimate list of Black Friday deals. I'm pretty sure that Alex is soon going to paste the URL into the chat.
What?
So we take our information from there, and in case you miss anything from what we're talking about, this very comprehensive list is to be found via the link that Alex just posted. It's magic.
It's internet is magic. The thing is, Dirk is not really here. It's all virtual reality. We just have like this technique.
It's like
his part of the studio is like we can touch, but it's
it's VR.
It's VR. It's crazy, and I can post links to you guys, and you just click something, and you're on the same website. And no, we didn't have too much beer already.
No, it's just
still,
the
it's still fine. Yeah, or the 10th or something.
Anyway, yeah, we are here to talk about the upcoming Black Friday season. So if you guys have any questions about any kind of deals we're talking about, or if you're interested in what we think of certain libraries, obviously we don't know everything, but I think we know quite a bit. Of the
I'm not so sure about you, but
yeah, thank you. So yeah, feel free to leave your questions in the comments of the chat, and let's get rolling and talk about some of the stuff that is either or. I mean, the thing is, Black Friday is not really Black Friday anymore. I feel it starts late June or something.
It's like Christmas when they already start selling candies in June or something.
Yeah, right. So Black Friday is rather Black October and Black November kind of, and then it extends till the end of the year.
Yeah, isn't there something in January that still does?
So, but still, it's Black Friday, and as we know, for composers and VST and plug-in nerds, that's the time of the year because everyone is throwing out their stuff for discounts, and we are waiting all year for that. So let's dive straight in and look into some of the stuff. So again, follow the link in the chat if you want to. We just go a little bit through the list that we can find here, which is kind of alphabetically. We don't cover everything in there.
I think we can't. It's just too much.
Otherwise,
it's like literally every company on the planet is offering something.
Right.
You know.
But yeah, I think a little biased, personal favorites kind of things.
Definitely, yeah.
So starting off with 8DO, although I feel 8DO is like consists only of sales anymore, so there's always some kind of sales going on, but right now they have 60% of everything. And I just got an email today after the other 10 the days before right now hybrid terminus with every purchase above $200. So it's still very solid stuff.
Yeah,
that's what you
definitely
can say. For me personally, sometimes 8DO can be a bit of a hit and miss. Not everything works out, but most of their libraries, especially in the hybrid department, I can wholeheartedly
hybrid tools, definitely.
Hybrid tools 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I don't know Terminus personally, but yeah, if you spend more than $200, you get it for free, so nothing to complain about that. I think it's $349 that they usually sell it for. So definitely worth checking out, and 60% off their Centauri strings and Centauri brass are absolutely gorgeous sounding libraries.
I mean, plus also for the hybrid stuff, it's always very important to just have like new sounds available, because I mean, hand on the heart, sometimes you do production music and sometimes stuff has to go fast, or you just need like extreme sound design stuff. And then it's pretty hard, you know, to sit for, I mean, we don't have the luxury to sit for like 3 or 4 weeks and sound design stuff that has been brilliantly done by other companies. So I'm always happy to grab new sounds, to have like some new things on my color palette.
Right. You can never have enough. It's like when you're painting, you can never have enough colors.
Yeah.
So
unless you're Bob Ross, you're just doing everything from
right. Yeah. Okay, back to topic. Where were we? Next one in line, Air Music. I think they have their sale. Does anyone buy their synth for the regular price? I think they have. Last year was $5. This year it's $9. They had it 1 year. I remember it was for $1 through, I think, plug-in discounts. So Air Music. This time it's the drum synth, but I remember it was like a tube-driven
we can
synth.
Just hop over here for a second.
Oh yeah, there we can see it. So I mean, anything where you like just pay $9 or something for, give it a listen, try it out. If you think it's worth it, just get it. There are a few that I don't know here, but Audict is one that I want to mention. Audict Perk X. I do have Perk X.
Me too, yeah.
It's a regular price, $4.99. It's not everyone's kind of thing because it's loop based pretty much, but, and this is a big but, that sounds funny.
Big but.
You can customize these loops. So all these loops are kind of sequenced, and you can change it any kind of way. And it's kind of still also multi-samples. It's a very unique concept. I would definitely recommend to check out some of their videos and give it a try. It's definitely a good deal.
I think you also have multi-samples available, and you have like a little sequencer in there, but I'm not really sure if it's just phrases from
these
the
multi-samples are created from the loops, but
right, okay.
Some magic sorcery behind it that makes it work, so you don't get these machine gun effects, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So next one, I'm just trying to follow along with the chat. This guys, you are so fast. Long list. I don't have that much money. Well, don't we all? And Ruben just said the green screen technology is amazing, right?
Yes.
I think it's working fantastically well.
Especially on the hair, you know, like
it really looks like I could touch his head.
It's amazing. I love it.
And the clunk from the beer bottles. That was
that took a lot of work to just sync, you know, the points exactly where we meet, that it doesn't look fake.
10 millisecond delay between the video and the audio to get that right. It was really, really hard. Someone was searching for the stream on Twitch. We are sorry, not possible today.
Yeah. That would be fascinating technology to just restream everything what happens here on Dirk's stream, you know. So and then everything goes to be sending on Twitch. So we just decided to do it from my channel.
Yeah, right. We didn't get that going. Anyway, Audio Imperia. That's a big one we have to talk about.
Definitely.
First of all, they just released the 1.2 update for Nucleus with tons of new content, harp, etc. Biggest downside, be aware of that, is that it's not compatible with the older versions. So if you have projects with Nucleus 1.1, you will get this like missing sample dialogue. Which
you basically can't open any old project without getting like an error message.
After the update, you can't open projects without the error message. And either you save your settings in the 1.1, kind of like just memorize what settings you had. Ideally, you just never change anything in the UI. And then just reload the patches.
I mean, the best you do anyway is render everything to audio, as we know, you know,
yeah,
so you don't get into what no one does actually when you just.
But I don't want to run too much on that issue because still you get tons of great content. It's on Black Friday sale for $2.99 right now. Nucleus, which is there's the video thumbnail for later.
Yeah, exactly.
And they also have a big bundle. I think that might be a good idea to open up the website.
Yeah,
quickly.
definitely. Where you are?
75% off on. I don't know what is included in the bundle.
I think with everything that is just like here. So Araya, there's also a discount on Araya.
Araya is $2.99 instead of $300. I think that's the intro price. Araya Lite is $79 instead of $99. By the way, this is kind of a very underrated library, Araya Lite. If you're not willing to spend $300-400 on a string library, don't be misguided by the name Lite in the Araya string librry.
The same goes for Nucleus, right? There's so much content in there. It's really, I could have used this for, working for Tuesdays.
It's like the only thing you're missing is the mic positions. But if you're at the position where you start out working, my honest opinion is you don't actually need the mic positions because these libraries are created in a way that they work straight out of the box.
Yeah.
And fiddling with mic positions and tweaking your own sound later down the line with bigger libraries that offer these possibilities is something you can easily look into later when you have found your footing with the sample libraries you have. So it's definitely a great intro library into strings and I lost my red line.
Yeah, I was just thinking the only thing that I wanted to mention is when it comes to Raya that I read some comments from people saying like there is some kind of bumpy legato going on, which they even fixed in the new version.
Yeah, I think I think it's not released yet. It's coming soon, but they fixed it in Nucleus, for example, as well.
Okay. Oh, so they fixed it. So I confused that. But the thing is, what I like about that legato bump is a little bit when you have a little bit more of epic music going. And you have, usually the legato, the transitions kind of disappear when the arrangement is a little bit more bold or thick or mighty. And if you have that, let's say the typical, Thomas Bergerson mighty stuff, and you have fast legato lines, this is where this little bump, has its strength. That it doesn't drown the legato transitions.
And also just slap reverb on it. Always works.
Okay, so what do we have here? We have lots. I see Artifact Reanimate. There is also like $100 off. I can strongly recommend this library too.
Yeah.
Because as I said before, there is a lot of, it's a modern trailer sound design library. There is a lot of signature sounds on that are, first of all, if you don't know how to do these, you're happy to just have these in your repertoire, and you can quickly use them to sound design your own stuff or build your own little, like signature sounds, just in case if you signed up to my trailer course.
I was just about to say, funny thing is, I learned about the Artifact library, although I've been working with Audio Imperia for quite a while. I learned about that library through the trailer course. I
Oh,
never
thank you.
really looked into it, and then I said,
So you learned something from that.
yeah, I actually learned something from the chorus. Yay! Talking
Yeah,
about which, boy, no, we do that later.
Yeah.
Anyway, where were we?
Yeah.
So
we-
Audio
we-
Imperia, definitely check it out, and the bundle 75%.
So we
off
just had to
libraries.
check a Nucleus, right? For a second here. So we have that's what we initially wanted to talk
right.
about.
That's
So,
what.
yeah, but
I got
mean-
sidetracked. Sorry.
I always
So
do.
Nucleus
my
is
whole life is
$299
sidetracked.
instead of $449.
Yeah.
And the Nucleus Lite edition is $79. And I think there's even a cross-grade possibility when you own Lite and want to upgrade to the full version.
I'm not sure about that, but if Dirk says it's probably true. But I mean, what I can say is that we just talked about this before. There's probably no string library out there, especially like the spiccato or spiccato patterns. Also the sustain. So basically everything
Everything in there.
is
the
just
funny thing, the only thing that comes very, very close is Jaeger.
yeah.
Which is Jaeger offers more mic positions, obviously, therefore, and has all the sound design elements, so therefore
it's a
it
little bit
costs
more
a little more.
expensive, yeah.
But I think Jaeger is also included in the bundle that they offer. Can we just quickly check on the page if we see the bundle? I just want to make sure that I don't
Yes, of course.
talk
Let me just hit on the
BS
starting
here.
page.
There we have the Cinematic Composing Tools bundle, 70% off.
70%.
Plus the free soloists. What is included? It's Jaeger, trailer guitars, Talos. Talos, by the way, is great as
Yep.
well. One of the beefiest brass libraries that I have. Legacy, Cerberus, and I can't, for the life of
We're
me,
getting
read the
old.
last one.
What is it?
Can we use that as a thumbnail?
I don't know what it is. Maybe I can just use we are just because we just have to use all these.
We are getting old, buddy.
All the boy solo thing
The solo
that
boys,
is
a solo thing
right.
that is extra. So how much is it? Click on buy now.
yeah. We just sit here
Ouch.
and
Well, we haven't applied the discount.
the
code.
discount code. So where do we find the discount code? So it's probably because here. Look at this.
BF21
We're really
composing
getting old.
tools.
I can't copy it.
BF21 composing tools.
BF21
Do you buy it
composing
twice
tools.
when you click it again?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
BF21 composing tools.
Composing tools.
You're fast
Let's
writer, buddy.
apply this. Yeah, there it is.
Look
I mean,
at that.
yeah, that's like,
That's a serious discount.
yeah. I mean, that is like 70% off if my math is right.
It seems.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, if you really, seriously, if you are getting, or if you are about, composing trailer music and stuff like this, I mean, Nucleus is not part of the bundle, surprisingly, right?
No.
So, I mean, yeah,
That's
but
extra.
if you're planning to get something that is a little bit more, versatile and a little bit more.
This bundle alone can definitely get you into a trailer library. You just
Definitely, yeah.
need to learn the tools and need to know how to handle it.
Yeah.
Alex has a course for that.
Dirk too. So,
Not for trailer music.
but for production music, which is kind of like trailer music too.
Yeah, right.
Okay, let me just switch here so we just
Oh yeah, we were out of sync, out of picture.
out of picture.
Anyway, perfect math. See, there the guys appreciate your efforts here in juggling the numbers.
What? Okay.
Because you found out it's 70%.
Oh yeah, perfect math. Thank you so much, Bram. Your name is always cool, It's like you should be a trailer composer. Like, hey, my name is Bram.
There's
That's really great.
There's a question. I've just purchased AI Solo to go with Project SEM Orchestra Essentials 1 and 2. Any benefits to get Nucleus Core? If you have bought Solo and have Orchestra Essentials 1 and 2, I don't think that Nucleus Core will bring so much more to the palette that you don't already have. Sorry, Jan. but it's a different flavor. It's like imagine you're a painter and you have a color palette that you paint with, and you just decide to get a different color palette from a different vendor, and possibly your pictures might turn out different after that. So there is no good or bad or black and white. It's just if you have the money. If you can spend these $79, I don't think you can go wrong with a core version.
I mean, the thing is, what I have this little bit of philosophy that you buy something, and probably we all kind of like experience this. You buy something and you decided if you get it, you thought about this for like a week or even a month, and then you get it, and then you're like, no, that wasn't that great. I expected something else. So you never know what happens later on. You just know it by using it. So, and then you just don't get something and you think, nah, I'm not getting that. And then later you have a little bit of budget available and you get it. And then suddenly you're like, why didn't I get this like 3 years earlier? So, right. It's always like this moment, and this, if you really feel that it would add up something to it, if you feel, I mean, you could probably still match layer, nucleus core with the Project Sam stuff, and you would kind of like create your own custom sound.
I could imagine that would be very beefy.
Yeah, and it's very I mean, you just you can basically, if somebody asked what you're using when it comes to orchestra, you could basically say you used your own custom stuff because you just layer 2 libraries that are very affordable, and I'm not promising like deals worth of millions, getting like the next big record producer, but it definitely helps.
Okay, I just try to follow along with the chat here. 2 more questions. Dennis asked about Afflatus. We will come to that in a little bit, so just hold your horses. I own Nucleus, but was thinking about Cerberus to go with it for more percussion. Can Cerberus also do low booms, or is it more punchy? I would say the latter, right? Cerberus is more like the in-your-face stuff. Although with a low-end percussion, if you put a decent filter on it and just filter out the high end, you can create low booms out of pretty much anything.
Definitely, but I think in general, if you're not doing any sound design something applied to this, it's I would say it's more the category of damage 1 in the sense of being beefy.
Bro, you did good. Just reading that. Do you plan on having a Black Friday sale on your courses? Forgot the question. I just read the channel info.
Ding 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 ding.
Guys, read the channel info. I can only wholeheartedly recommend that. But we will come to that at a later point during the stream as well. Okay, back to topic. Audio Imperia, good stuff. We love it. And they keep pushing the envelope. And they have a free boy solo library. If you either have spent, I think, $600 in the past with them, then you get it for free anyway. Or if you buy the bundle now, it's included for free as well. I think that's a pretty generous offer. I got the early version of it and also got the regular version, and it sounds brilliant. So if you like the Miretas solo vocal from Jaeger, which I think pushed the boundaries in terms of legato sampling with vocals. It was just gorgeous. They did the same with the 2 solo boys. They sound absolutely great.
You can see we are Audio Imperia fanboys, by the way.
Yes.
Not really sure it's that obvious, but I mean, you just love the libraries, and I've used them on so many projects. I don't know.
Likewise, same here.
Yeah.
They are just a big part of the tool set. All right, let's keep going. We are still on A.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Audio modeling. Honestly, I have no freaking idea. I never used it. I know that people swear by it. I have never found my way into it, so I cannot say anything about it. Audio modeling, likewise. Audio Ollie, that's interesting. LA Modern Percussion. I just got the email today. Like, I probably.
To be honest, just quickly, I'm more of a sample modeling fan than an audio modeling fan. To be honest here for a second, I think they do better. And plus, I also know Peter Siedlacek, one of the developers, and we had a few phone calls and a few chats, and he's a really nice guy. So I'm leaning more towards this side of the
Right, gotcha. You got money, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much, Ryan. We just do the share, right? Yeah, that would be fair. We just do like a little bit of a bling 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 at the end, It's like so. We got some.
Thanks so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Where were we? Audio modeling. Audio Ollie is doing a big sale on LA Modern Percussion and on Nashville Scoring Strings. LA Modern Percussion is. Would you consider it essential?
I consider every percussion library essential.
Okay, that was a bad question there.
Bad question for me.
for you, yeah. Oh, no, but I still think that LA Modern Percussion has a really, really great sound.
It has been mixed and mastered by Alan Meyerson, which
that's a big plus for sure. It takes a little bit of getting used to it in terms of the way they approach it. They have this Tom Holkenborg approach with all the samples spread out on the whole keyboard, so no round robins on a single key.
There are a few patches where you can play it.
But they have it at the top-bottom range of the keyboard. They have these green keys where you can play them like you're used to with other percussion libraries. But the thing is that you can push given you have the knowledge or you acquire the knowledge, you can push this library in pretty much any direction. You can go very natural, very filmic, big, grand, and you can push it into epic, in-your-face territory.
What I found a little bit irritating is when you open it and you just do this instant comparison. You know, that you load Damage 1 and you hit few keys and it's pretty loud, and then you just open, you know, Lamp or Los Angeles Modern Percussion. It's like the impact is a little bit more decent, and this happened. I'm not really sure if you agree, but I think the samples in general are like -6 to be, you know, softer or something.
Yeah.
Meaning that it's not softer, that it's not, you know, softer sampled or whatever, but the signal is a little bit lower in volume, so you just have to crank it up. And if you do that, you can feel the impact, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, Damage is a different beast, and how dare you processing it more after the fact.
Yeah.
No, but LA Modern Percussion is more versatile. So Damage, if you take a Damage patch, you know that it's Damage in the track, you know.
Yeah,
so
right.
it's that Heaviosity signature sound. It just slams everything out of its way, which is fine when you need it. But sometimes Damage can be a bit over the top, especially when you.
And it's pretty old. I mean, to be honest, it's pretty old. You can
talking about Damage 2 as well. So which is
right.
New. But LA Modern Percussion is not as in your face, but more versatile in the directions that you can take it.
Yeah.
So definitely, and I think it's $199 instead of $299. I would have to check my email again, but I mean, again, Alex posted the link in the chat. You can follow all the links in the
I can just post
VI
it again
control
for a second here.
By the way, let us mention the guy, so Tiger the Frog, who puts this list up. First of all, I really am appreciative of this very comprehensive list, and some of these links, just as a disclaimer, and he puts it in the description of the chat of the thread as well. Some of these links are affiliate links where he earns some bucks if you buy something through that, which is totally fine with me because I know that this is quite a lot of work, and we just utilize it. And so thanks, Tiger the Frog, for putting that together. Awesome work. Great to have that. So where were Audio Ollie and Nashville Scoring Strings? Just on a quick side note, great string library as well. They fixed a few things with an update. They had some noise floor issues, which they fixed, and they have 2 versions now, so you can get either denoised or the raw samples. If you want to check it, I did a stream on it a while ago. Check my YouTube channel.
I have to check that. I never got into Nashville Scoring Strings.
That Alex, by the way, didn't link in the video description.
What?
You didn't link my channel in the video description.
What? A link your channel, right? Let me just fix that. Let me just do that.
No, it's all good.
I just posted some other links of some products we just don't want to promote.
Yeah, right. The other important stuff. So there we go.
Let me just fix that.
Yeah, there was Ambient Dave just said Damage 2 is off the charts when combined with Damage 1. That's absolutely true. Leveler, both together, is that a dream? No, it's virtual reality. Can we sync the audio once more?
Yeah, let's try.
Look at that. I mean, virtual reality, right? So we worked very hard. And?
Did you hear that? Amazing.
There was actually a little flam.
Yeah. Why can't I edit video here? Let me just go into that. Let me add your channel. So I'm just doing some work here. You just keep on with the good stuff.
All right. Why am I at C already? Audio Ollie, there we were. Audio realism, I don't know about that. Sorry to say. Audio thing, audiority, contact instruments up to 68% off. Again, this little talk is a little biased with what we know and like and love, so there will be some stuff that we may not know, and
of course,
check the list yourself for sure. Ava Music Group, definitely something to look into. I love all the stuff that Carl is doing, Carl Soda. Great guy, great sound designer, and Ava Music Group, he has his hands in that. 50% off the instrument. Ava Instinct is still one of my most used trailer tool libraries that I have. So, and they did a new one, I think last year, that I forgot the name of. Check it out, Ava Music Group, Instinct, and Eminence. That's the one.
Eminence.
I may even buy that. That's 65 right now. That's actually quite a steal. 50% off. Very good stuff. Check it out.
I was about to say this is the guest-friendly period of the year, but actually it's not, right? So it's our gear acquisition syndrome. It's terrible.
Yeah. Barcode, Beat Skills, Beautiful Void Audio, Bella D Media. I know Bella D Media from years ago, but I've never really looked into it.
To be honest, but I think, I think it's probably because of the styles of music that we are doing that it's not.
Yeah, I think they're more classical oriented. Yeah. Which brings us to the next entry, and I am a real fanboy. Ben Osterhaus. Absolutely gorgeous stuff, available either through Plugin Boutique or what's it called? Loop Loft? No, Loop. What's the name of the other? Anyway, the link is to plugin discounts. 35% off. My personal favorites is the pattern strings.
Quickly hop over here.
Yeah, quickly check the website. The Sospiro strings, pattern strings, and the oscillation strings are my absolutely personal favorites. Really, really good stuff. If you need to. This is the closest thing to having a real player sitting next to you and playing some of that stuff. If you layer that with your regular sample libraries, it just opens up a whole new.
Why did I never check this out?
You should. It's really, really good. It's so Ben is like in kind of nearly an autistic way. He's absolutely focused on recording his cello and the violin and the viola, doing it all by himself. It's a one-man operation, and it's crazy good, and the sound is gorgeous. Can wholeheartedly recommend it. BFD 3 drums, let's skip that. Nothing I have ever really looked into.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff right on the B, on starting on B.
Yeah, Bot Dog.
I don't know, but
Bunker Samples is definitely really good. The Bunker Strings Volume 1 and 2, absolutely worth checking out. It's a different approach on string sampling. I feel like the name implies they recorded that in a bunker. And it's you can morph from like 3 players to the full section, and it's pizzicato sustained like tremolo articulations. Really, really cool stuff. And I love the guy that's developing that as well. He's a really cool dude. Love that.
There's a little bit of double.
Yeah, there's a lot of B again. I just wondered what happened, but it's not my eyes. Which brings us to C, talking about Cinesamples and Cinematic Studio Series.
Yeah.
So, seriously, Cinematic Studio, I think they rarely do sales. I think Black Friday is the only one. And Cinematic Studio Series is 25% off, which is, I think, as far as I'm aware, the best deal you can get.
And if you're a fan of the sound and everything, and then the stuff sounds really great. I mean, this is what it comes down to, like orchestral sample libraries. You know, there is not really like the best library out there, because there are like disadvantages and advantages in every library out there. And it's just a matter of what, I mean, it's like a completely different topic, but this is why I sometimes see like comparisons between two orchestral libraries. So what do you think about this? And what do you think about this? It's like, if your heart just beats, you know, for Cinesamples, or if your heart beats for orchestral
tools.
I'm getting old, really, like. But yeah, I mean, or whatever library out there. So it's you know, it's just a thing that you have to decide by if you really like the sound, if you love it. Don't care what other people say about this.
Right. I just want to say, if you happen to own the Cinematic Studio Series, like the strings, brass, and woodwinds, and hopefully percussion is coming soon as well.
I skipped. We were at Cinematic Studio Series or Cinesamples, right?
I was talking about Cinematic Studio Series first, because Cinesamples comes after.
I'm so sorry. We are really getting old. It's not the beer. Like let's just skip over here. Yeah, I totally confused Cinesamples right now with Cinematic
Cinesamples is the
did
other
you
company.
Notice this? Yeah, right.
I didn't want to correct you.
Plus, I mean, as far as I know Alex Wallbank. I mean, he's still the CEO. I mean, he's one of the guys. He's such a nice guy and
a fantastic writer, by the way, as well. I just listened to his demos.
Yeah. It's always like, why doesn't my music doesn't sound like this when I use his libraries? I mean, there's a little bit of let's say not really controversy about the legato stuff, that you just have to move your stuff around, that you just have to move the notes. But I think that's applicable
very good
to every library, even if you just use a sustain patch. I hear, just to throw in like these little things, just when you hear like some pieces sounding like as if the sustain string sounds like played on the piano, and you have to just take care of these overlap things. Yeah. And also that good stuff. And also this is what's happening with the Cinematic Studio series. No matter if it's the brass or the strings, sometimes you have a legato transition that needs a little bit of a longer time, so you just have to move.
Yeah, I just want to point out what I started to say. If you happen to own the Cinematic Studio series, I just want to, if you haven't heard about him, kind of, I would say, colleague of mine, Rico Dirks has released a template for the Cinematic Studio series. It's Project Colossal, which is absolutely phenomenal. He sent it over to me. I checked it out, and his mixing approach is out of this world. It sounds absolutely fantastic right out of the box. So you can just load it up. You need a beefy system for sure, and you need some plugins to run, like FabFilter, and I think you use GoForce and Soothe and stuff like that, which is not essential but makes it like nicer. And you can load it up and start simply writing with it. Don't have the link right now, but it's Rico Dirks Project Colossal. Check it out. It's, I think, 150 euros, but it's well worth invested, because you not only get the full template but also the full mix with every setting, and he uses like the close, mid, and tree mics, and it sounds fantastic. Listen to the demos, check it out. That plays very nicely along the Cinematic Studio series.
I think there could be like an audio gap when I'm switching between these things here. So I'm not really sure if you hear like an audio gap when I'm switching scenes. So I don't want to cut off Dirk all the time by switching scenes like a madman.
By the way, we are now at Cinesamples, so now back to topic. There was a little bit of controversy on VI control going on, because before they did that, they did a lot of overhaul recently, and they kind of raised the prices before they did the discounts, so everything got a little more expensive.
Okay.
But Mike actually, the CEO, Mike Petty, did an explanation on VI Control that they put a lot of money into developing, and they are kind of overhauling the whole Cine series. So new Cine Strings is coming, Cinebrass is going to be overhauled.
Yeah, let's just switch here.
And given the quality of the libraries that they have, I don't personally think that it's overpriced, especially not with the 50% discount that they have right now. I still use Cinebrass to this day, especially the 12 horn patch when I need that soaring lines on top. And Cineperk is an awesome. I once did a template just with the Cine sampled stuff, and this is really great when you have developers that have the series completed, like having one orchestra sitting in the same room. There is just so little tweaking necessary at the end.
It just sounds good.
It's the same with Berlin, or like with a Cinematic Studio series. When you have all the stuff recorded in the same room, there is not much need for tweaking. It just sounds great together. Just a question of a little balancing. So can recommend that as well. If you don't have Cine samples, my personal highlight would be Cinebrass out of all these instruments.
Yeah. Plus, they are all so very careful about supporting the musicians they're recording. So I'm not really like in this entire US union.
But they get a royalty split. But Spitfire is doing that as well. For example.
Yeah. So, but just to mention this is a pretty great opportunity to just support the musicians. They are not getting paid, and that's it. But there's this share going on.
Yeah, I just realized I may not may not read through all these entries, but just jump to the next one. One of the developers that I personally really like, that is often overlooked, is Dream Audio Tools. They offer small type of libraries like guitar patterns and banjo, ukulele, stuff like that, and it just works really, really great. So give them a check out. It's up to 60% off.
I'm just reading a question. Sorry.
I just was just finished.
Just reading a question here, Mike. Some Nando, hi, saying like Mike Petty is not with Cinesamples anymore. Yes, I think he is.
No,
He's
Mike
like,
Sample, the other guy, is not with
Mike Berry.
Mike Berry is not with Cinesamples
so
anymore.
Mike Petty definitely
Mike Petty took it over.
Yeah. Dirk, your Dragon's Den song from Element is awesome. I listen to it every day.
Oh, thank you very much. I don't, but no, I totally appreciate it. Working on Elements 2 as we speak, so to say. Alex just had a little taste today.
Sounds great.
Thank you, buddy. I paid him to say that.
Yeah, the $5 we received from Ryan.
Which brings us already to E, like East-West.
Yeah.
I think there's no way around giving them a quick talk.
No.
It's first of all, they have just released Opus. So I always I be honest there, I stood away from East-West because of Play. Mm-hmm. It just didn't play nicely with my system.
Yeah. Honestly, yes.
And they overhauled their whole ecosystem, you can say. So they released a new player called Opus, and I have to admit, Opus is really great.
Yes, I have to say that too from the bottom of my heart. This is seriously because I'm just laughing a little bit because I've never thought I would say that, because the Play engine, especially in the beginning phase, was really terrible, kind of, and now Opus is really well optimized, and they did also a great job on recording all the additional stuff.
They re-recorded. So first of all, they had this Hollywood orchestra series. So that was strings, brass, woodwinds, and percussion. So also like Cinesamples or Berlin, the full package.
Yeah.
But in Play. So that was the downside. And because the samples have always been...
But to the defense of Play, I have to say what was the last version? 6 already?
I think
was working kind of decent, but still...
It's kind of like if you walk on scorched earth, it's like if 4 didn't work and 5 didn't work, I didn't really get along with 6. But again, they are now on Opus, a new ecosystem for the whole series of East-West instruments, and it works.
I mean,
that's my experience.
I remember Doug saying in that video on their website that they took how do you say, like taking everything from ground up and rethinking their entire how do you say, like their entire approach on how to
and this time they got it right, as simple as that.
And I definitely can sign that.
And and I want to say 2 things. First of all, they recorded all the extra content for the orchestra, and secondly, and this is something that I think puts them apart from a lot of other developers, they are the only one that offer an affordable entry into the world of orchestral music. If you're not willing to spend 100, 200 or 600 bucks on a deal or whatever, you can start with 19 euros or dollars a month with a full Composer Cloud, and decide then later down the line if it's worth to purchase it in full, or if you think it's worth just going with a subscription. If you think about it, it's like, so $20, that's $240 a year.
I mean, we are both guys coming from a time where a sample library was 12,000 euros in the beginning when the VSL Cube was released. And this was like the big...
But still, LA Scoring Strings, when it came out, I paid $1,500 for that.
Yeah. Or Symphonia 1 actually was like 1,200
it was also
something.
2,200 euros, right? and so this is, from all the libraries that are out there, this is the cheapest way to get into orchestral music and working with samples, given you have a decent system. You need a decent system for that, that's for sure. And so East-West gets my whole recommendation. the worst that happens is that you spend $20 in trying it out. Well, you might need a month to download everything. You need a month to check it out. But what's also cool about the new Opus engine...
Well, even if you pay 2 months, it's like 40,
yeah, right.
50 bucks.
But the cool thing about the Opus engine that I just learned, they have this a la carte system. So now you can pre-listen the sound and you just download what you need. So you don't need to download 400 gigabytes of the string library.
I just realized I was living behind the moon in the last month or two.
So it's really, really good. So full recommendation from our end
Plus,
here.
one thing I just have to say about all this stuff, you just have to realize that even like, I don't know, Hollywood strings, probably legato cello, if you think about this, was constructed out of how many samples? And I think the patch is like, if you load it with all microphone instances, like 9 gigs or something.
Right.
So what I also want to bring along, if you just read, of course, there are people not liking the sound, not liking Opus in general. You can't argue with that. But if you read bad comments, this is, I mean, it sounds a little bit weird, but this is sometimes what happens when people order something on Amazon and give the product a bad review because the Amazon delivery has been like 1 or 2 days late. And the same happens with East West, because their stuff is really big. I mean, it's really a lot of samples. It's really a lot of sounds in size. So if you have a computer that is not really like, not a lot of RAM, or this is not like having like a very fast CPU, you may run into problems handling all this complicated stuff that is going on behind the scenes.
And since we're talking about East West, I just read a comment here from Kay Jones. I own all the Hollywood series. They still want $500 from me. This is simply not true. If you own any, and this, I think it's a really cool deal. If you don't want to go with a subscription, if you own any of the former Diamond Hollywood series like strings or brass or woodwinds, you can upgrade for $295 to the full Opus edition.
Yeah, I think Kate just pressed, I mean, no offense or something, but I think you just went somewhere wrong with pushing a button or having something.
I can even show, if you go to the Sounds Online website.
Let's just switch here for a second.
Switch for a second. Go to
just.
So, and when you go onto the Opus page, I think it's products. Just click orchestral strings or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
orchestral.
It will come up. There you go.
Here it
Opus
is.
edition. So, and when you click on buy now, you have to change. Then you get format download.
New purchase,
and,
subscription, upgrade.
Right.
So $295.
Hollywood Orchestra is $295.
So you can even decide if you just wanted to have it on a hard drive, which makes kind of like sense with this library that is like 1 gazillion terabytes. I think it's like. It's a 1 terabyte?
It's 986 something gigabyte. Just the orchestra. They have like 10 terabytes other libraries as well.
Yeah. And this is all, I mean, coming from that phase in our life, coming from that point where you just crawl out of earth, we decide to become, composers, and you just have to deal with libraries costing like easily 4 figures. And then you just hear of something that is like $20 a month. This is like, if I would have had this available back then.
Well, back then we didn't have the computer power we have today.
Yes, probably we would be one of these people saying like, man, it's big.
We would have saved the money on the subscription, but we have needed to purchase lots of computer power. Anyway, East West, thumbs up from my end.
Same here.
Then we have Embertone. I think Embertone haven't released anything in quite a while, right? Favorite for me, Joshua Bell violin. I don't even have the full version. I have the $99 simple version. I don't know if that's on sale, but I pretty much think so. Yeah, so 40 to 60% on everything.
I also used the free, just like, it sounds like shameless self-promotion again, but I just remember I did a song with Friedlander violin. I just had to make sure that it's really the library of Embertone, and I did like a mock-up of whatever, like the love theme from The Godfather. And this turned out to be like having like I don't know, like 2 or 3 million hits on SoundCloud, and this was a song featuring the Friedlander violin.
There you go.
So maybe it happened because of the Friedlander violin. You never know,
Yeah, but Joshua Bell right now, I think is nobody can see that, but that's fine. So if you scroll down on the page, Joshua Bell is how much? If you scroll down a little more,
Trisha Bell. So we just have to. Oh, there's an. No, let's just click
No
here.
edu discount, just for 40%
40%
off.
off. So is it?
Okay,
you have to do the
genius.
math. You have to do the math yourself. So
Yeah, 200 minus 80, 120.
Yeah.
There you go.
Math genius as well.
So Embertone, he closed the page.
Sorry. No, I didn't.
Please go to instruments quickly.
Of course. Instruments. There's a lot of stuff.
One of my favorites from Embertone is they did this guitar thingy, Mountain Dulcimer on the right.
Mountain Dulcimer,
in the middle.
okay.
This is one of my favorite instruments ever. 50% off, so that is like $40 right now. We won't play any audio on the stream here because we can't monitor what we are playing. But if you want to give it a listen, check it out. One of my favorite instruments from Embertone.
Plus, I also see shout out to Blake is here. I just see the Blake is cello in here on that list. So just a little shout out to our buddy Blake is here who developed the Blake is cello. That's also a pretty nice instrument. I'm just seeing from that list here.
Yeah, he played it.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on with the list.
Let's go on. We are already at E. By the way, I have to check comments.
Yeah.
By the way, if you guys are saying hi in the chat, bear with us that we don't really say hi back because we are just pretty busy.
We're just arrogant.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's Tony saying like something very important. Remember, Miroslav was like 4,500 back in Gigasampler days. Don't remind me of Gigasampler. That was like I just remember that time. I actually remember that time of having an Akai sampler with 24 megabyte of memory.
Oh, yeah.
You could load one string patch. That was amazing. Oh, hey, Stefano. How are you?
Stefano's here. Zero G is having a big sale. I think we will come to that at the end of the list.
At the end of the list?
Zero G.
No, but we can also mention this right now.
Yeah, the Ethera series. There's some serious discount codes on the Zero G website, which you will find in this list for sure.
Just total silence.
Did you listen read what Ambient Dave wrote? Electric, how old are you guys? Do you qualify for being fossils?
We definitely do.
Yeah, close enough.
There is already parts that are stone on our body, probably. That already, how do you say, petrified? That are already partly petrified.
Yeah. Anyway, nice, Stefano, jumping by and saying hi. Appreciate it. Fluffy Audio next in line. Fluffy Audio Domino's Choir. One of my
I always wanted to check this out, but
secret gems or hidden gems and secret weapons.
So 80%.
It's the choir is not 80%, but Fluffy Audio also. I think 2 years ago, something like that, I did a stream with the Rinascimento library. If you're into traditional, old, medieval musical instruments, also really good collection. And also they did the Western-themed library, which is really fun. That stream was fun, actually, to write like a little bit Morricone-inspired Western type of stuff. Really cool. Fluffy Audio, like these guys a lot. Support Italy. They are from there. Fracture Sounds, up to 40% off. There, I think we should quickly showcase that. The pianos are my all-time favorites when it comes to the non-standard piano sound. The Woodchester is one of my most used pianos, felt pianos.
Wouldn't that be called Worcester? There was something else. The Worcester Worcester, Worcestershire, Worcester.
Worcester
No,
sauce.
I'm just messing.
Yeah. The Worcester piano.
Yeah, plus also, since we are at percussions, I mean, just curious if there's something in there that is actually not.
I don't know if it's with code or, but this is the newest one, so it may be that this one's not.
Yeah, so just because I'm like a percussion nerd, percussion sample library nerd. I mean, I did a video on this one too, and this sample library by Fracture Sounds is really amazing because I never heard so much impact.
It took me totally by surprise
from cardboard boxes, and it's exactly that sound that you need if you don't want it to sound like
Big
percussion
taiko.
instruments, right? Like a big taiko or something. It sounds heavily. There's a lot of impact in it, but it's kind of like strange.
Heavily.
Heavily.
If we click on Black Friday quickly, we can see whether. So it's up to 40%. Total recommendation on the pianos from my end. The everything bundle is $475.
So if we just click on that for a second here, if there's something in there. We got this granulate, by the way.
Box Factory is included in the everything
right.
bundle. Okay.
So, I mean, basically everything from them is a no-brainer because Will Bedford just rocks.
Yeah.
Nothing to say. Nothing to
I think nobody knows behind how many other libraries he is also the mastermind because he's
just a genius coder.
A genius contact coder, etc. So, but yeah. Fracture Sounds, big thumbs up here. Frozen Playing Garriton. Do we need to talk about Garriton? I don't use it, work with it. So if you want to find out more, click the link in the description. Get Good Drums. That's something you definitely, I think, want to talk about.
Yeah, big yes. Because let me just switch. Probably, let's see what they have here. Get Good Drums. I mean, first of all, you just have to know that the guy behind Get Good is Nolly Get Good. He's the bass player of Periphery, one of my favorite bands. And I don't know all the bands he produced, but he's like really. He also plays an awesome guitar
and bass
and bass and probably drums and whatever, and probably saves children from a plane without having a parachute from a crashing plane. But he's like, I mean, he's really like a musical genius when it comes to sound and everything. He also designed, we get into that probably a little bit later, Neural DSP. He also designed the impulse responses and some of the technology behind the guitar and the bass. Guitar plugins. There's a bass plugin by Neural DSP. But anyway, he also recorded lots of great. So you just saw that little Black Friday, just to remind us that this is that we just have Black Friday, right?
Yeah,
it's like cool. I mean, whatever you touch from the GGD from Nolly is just awesome stuff. Plus, I'm not really sure exactly on what library, but also you have a library in here that has been recorded by, let's go to drum libraries here. I know that
Matt Halpern down bottom.
Oh, here. Get the P4, which is actually the sound from the from the latest album.
Okay.
Hail Stan. This is the latest album.
But I also wanted to mention, not only do they great drum libraries, the plugins that they have, the GGD plugin is also great for drum editing. Not only the GGD drums, but also any other type of drum library. These plugins are really tailored to work with. You just dial in on the compressor, put kick or snare.
Yeah.
And it's very straightforward and easy to use and brings great sounds out of the box.
Plus also, what I would recommend if you're just trying to get into drum sounds in general and you just want a great sounding kit out of the box, and if you just going for that new metal sound,
modern and massive.
The modern and massive.
$65 and this thing.
That's a steal. And the preset in your face. I mean, I'm not a preset guy, but if you just dial that in and just play the library, because you go through the presets anyway, if you just buy something.
Unfortunately, you need to buy a Strandberg to put on top of that. If you're Alex.
Every guitar will sound great with that library.
But I think Modern and Massive is a good entry point into their libraries.
Yeah, definitely.
Rico is here as well. Rico Dirks. Hey, nice to see you.
Yeah, we just talked about you.
We just mentioned you, right? Hopefully in a good way. So,
should we really say, seeing you both in the same room, should we say that it's real? That we're just sitting next to each other. Why am I looking here? This is the camera. You know.
Yeah, it's nice to be here. Thanks for having me, Alex.
Of course.
Cheers. And thanks you guys for stopping by and saying hi. Oh, look at that. We are 3-digit.
Wow, that's awesome. 103. You have to come over very often, more often.
More often. If you share the proceeds, I have no problem with that. So where were we? We were at Get Good Drums. Gospel musicians, I don't know anything. Gothic instruments. have audio. Have you
Gothic
also-
Instruments, just want to mention,
right.
first of all, Dan is a nice guy.
Dan is a great guy, for
definitely. Sure. And I mean, all the droner stuff sounds really kind of like not really experimental, but it offers something that is not just,
It's not too much in your face. It's a little more subdued.
It's decent, yeah.
I would even call it sounds a little British. I mean, he is a British guy. Maybe I'm just making that up, but it's not as in your face as other hybrid libraries, but it's still a decent tool set of different sounds that, just check it out.
If I would say, if it's like synth sounds, what Artifact Reanimate by Audio Imperia would be for hybrid stuff, this would be something that is, dealing or getting into the synthy side of things and doing some sound design, really cool stuff that you can use.
And in the end, they also have rises and bangs and booms and all that standard stuff. So it's 50% off. So not much to and it hasn't been that expensive from the get go. I think they were pretty cheap anyway. So
it was never
check it, but let's just go on. Heaviosity, that's a big one on the list.
Definitely,
for sure.
We just have to take a look at all their stuff.
Speech.
Tweet. I mean, I'm a fanboy. I know Neil Goldberg for a very long time. Actually, I don't know if I should mention that, but I was a big Annihilator fan when I was a kid. I had all of their albums, and there was like
mention that.
Yeah. So
I
did, and I probably won't be angry when I mentioned that. But then when back later, I just did some demo track or something, and Neil listened to it and asked me, "Hey, how did you record the guitars? It sounds really amazing." And I was like, I know that name from somewhere. And then I found out that he was the rhythm guitar player from Annihilator back then, from that metal band.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Neil
I'm not
was
really
the
sure
rhythm
if it's
guitars for Annihilator.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm not really sure if it's like a secret that I was, but if you just have eyes, if you just but
I guess that's public information if you look for it. So definitely. I don't think that it's broken NDA there.
Yeah, no.
But Heaviosity. So Damage is back. Damage 2, is back on intro price. I think it was $299 when it was introduced. Yes, $500. Symphonic Destruction, same thing. I think we both did a stream with it. That's a beast of a library.
Don't remember. I just said that my point. If you just watched my Symphonic Destruction video, I just realized that I just did the review of half of the library. I just got stuck with the performance folder.
You forgot the other stuff.
I totally forgot the multi samples and everything, which is like maybe even more part of the library than.
Well, if enough people upvote this video with thumbs ups, then Alex will do a second part of the.
If you just drop some likes, and I will definitely, if we get to, I don't know, no, I'm just kidding, but I will probably do it anyway. But it doesn't hurt to just, smash that like button anyway.
For sure, just for the algorithm. Right?
Yes.
And
just for that, Neil Goldberg was a guitar player of Annihilator.
One sentence on Gravity.
Yes. A very versatile library that I'm still using on my music.
Same here. And what I love hybrid libraries that give you the option to time sync their stuff.
Yes.
I hate nothing more. I mean, besides dragging audio into but there are enough Kontakt libraries that have these rise, whooshes, etc., where you fiddle the MIDI to the start position to make it fit into the grid.
I'm sorry.
You have a lot of hair.
You didn't spit. I just. Yeah, no, it just all switched down, it just fell over and suddenly had one on my skin.
The one thing I love about Gravity is the possibility to time sync all these rises and booms and everything to align it to the grid automatically, so nothing to worry about. And one hidden gem, if you have Gravity, definitely spend some time exploring the pads in there. There's so much really great stuff hidden in these sounds.
Plus also, of course, we can create sub booms out of kind of everything, just put like a maximizer on it and just cut down whatever. But if you just listen to these sub booms, they are really like, I'm still using them on all my music. They are all over my, Chaos Theory, everywhere.
Which he explains in his course, by the way.
Yeah.
And Heaviosity, a lot of stuff is 50% off. I'm also personally a fan of their whole Gravity series, I think the GP01, GP02, so Vocalese. You may not be so much familiar with the guitar libraries, don't know if you have used them.
I actually did a demo for scoring guitars.
Scoring
guitars too, I think.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes.
And
I really love that. I mean, it's like yeah, because it's not just
guitar.
Yeah, right.
Kind of.
It's really interesting and amazing patches, and I basically love everything that is processed out of real instruments. Doesn't matter if I'm, for example, a guitar player or whatever.
Heaviosity are the kings of processing that kind of stuff. I cannot say anything about the orchestral range because I don't have neither Ventos nor the brass nor the strings. So Novo, and what is the
I
brass?
have Novo. I think it follows kind of like, if we're just on the page for a second.
Was the brass.
Yes. I don't have Forzo either. Probably I just have to get into this, but this is the same, like you have so much strings and orchestral libraries.
You can't have everything. At some point you just decide, okay.
At some point I just had to
now.
But I just have to say, like, Symphonic Destruction, if you just like something that sounds like, you have this hybrid approach again. This is a very cool library that also takes Brahms to another level. I mean, everybody's fed up with Brahms sounds.
I think this is also something Symphonic Destruction offers. I mean, they even stated that in the videos and in the description that some of the content is taken from Novo and Forzo and Ventus, and also they have some unused samples that they didn't use for the other
probably
libraries.
Did something
so
new,
it's not like just a repackaging. It's a absolutely new instrument, but it kind of gives you like an overall glimpse into what the orchestral range can sound like, because you get the strings and parts of the brass and part of the woodwinds, and besides the design patches, the regular playable patches, the strings are gorgeous in Symphonic Destruction, for example.
And also, what I want to say is on Novo, the strings, the traditional, I think that the traditional folder, there are staccato strings in there that really, have a lot of punch. I mean, this is coming close to like Nucleus. It's recorded in a different style, but it's still like, if you just need some, just power in your tracks when it comes to strings, there's definitely some good stuff in Novo. Plus, they take the approach of Symphonic Destruction by building some sound design stuff that is going on, but just for the strings. To be honest, I can't talk for Forzo or Vento because, woodwinds. I love woodwinds, but we are basically forced to not use them most of the time.
No clients wants woodwinds.
So yeah.
No, but anyway, so all I can say is Symphonic Destruction. I have not yet had another library under my hands that is kind of comparable.
Yeah, definitely.
This thing is its own league.
I mean, you could say, like, again, we're just fanboys of Heaviosity, but I mean, this just speaks for the quality, because this is like, even if you just look at the plugin, I'm not really sure if you have Punish. It's like absolutely amazing. The sound that, I mean, a distortion plugin is not really like a distortion plugin, and you can create sounds with this thing that don't sound like any other, distortion plugin. It's really unique, and there's a lot of stuff. I mean, if stuff going on. If you see like the Aeon collection, there are like hits in there, like designed.
The
hits.
The Brahm hits are
kind of like Brahm hits, which are not really like. Like copying.
It's more subdued, but
and it's a really great sound design stuff going on. I really love this collection. Still use it once in a while. Today, I mean, once in a while, I use the loops today because sometimes you just have to, when it comes to, can you just
deadline?
30 minutes. Can you send the tracks over in 10 minutes, 30 minutes? We just want to have a new version on it, and then you can.
Also, by the way, I want to mention the Mosaic series.
Yes.
The tape and the bass are my favorites. I don't have the keys and the vocal one, but Mosaic bass and tape are great for these arpeggiated, rhythmic synth / organic textures. Great stuff.
This is, in my opinion, is where a lot of aspiring composers are going. No, we just have to stay on the page here. But this is where a lot of aspiring composers go.
Spiraling or aspiring?
Aspiring, like new startups or whatever, go wrong a little bit when they just focus on the sounds that are obvious, especially in trailer music. They just take care of the big hits. Never a problem with in a track with from a new composer. Also the string arpeggios, the brass sounds, everything. But what I want to say basically is when it comes to these mosaic instruments or Aeon or whatever, or even Gravity up here, there are all these patches in there and these pulses. That is all the good stuff in the background that makes this track sound big and thick and mighty. Not the hits and the strings and the horns, but all that stuff that is playing in the background that you almost never hear.
And what I also have to add to that, especially with the Mosaic collection, of course you get a bunch of presets from the get-go that sound great, and you can use them as they are. But this is really also an engine where it's worth to take the time to actually learn and look into it, what it's capable of, especially when you combine your own sounds, because you can create endlessly new sounds with the sources that are available that are out of the preset range. But you need to put some time into it because it's a pretty complex engine with all the macro controls and all the effects. And sometimes I had that on another library recently that I did stream with Audio Ollie with the acoustic guitar, where he processed all the patches. Sometimes these tools that we get into our hands are also like master classes in sound design, because you can analyze the patches, and when you listen to the raw sound source, you're kind of surprised what they got out of in the end. And when you just check, okay, what is the signal chain, which effects they used, how did they modulate to achieve the goal? So it's really not only a sound library, it can also be a learning tool to especially with guys like Heaviosity who know their stuff.
Definitely. I mean, these guys are really like, it's not just like, I've seen the discussion on my Discord channel recently, that somebody said, I mean, no offense, if someone's watching right now, it's saying like, no, I don't need a library where they just slammed cars in a car, like a car. What do you
junkyard.
say? Like, junkyard. Thank you. We're just slamming down and just recording them. There is so much more. I mean, Heaviosity to sound design is probably what Mick Gordon did to the game series, to Doom, creating these patches, these hardcore.
That's a bold statement, but it's a correct one.
Yeah.
But talking about Heaviosity, there was one question in the chat that I actually really liked and also don't like. Because someone asked, I'm new to Heaviosity. I have no products from Heaviosity.
Get
Where
everything.
do I start?
Get everything. No, I mean, to be serious, it depends on what you want to, what you are aiming for, what library you want to get.
Yeah, but I kind of feel inclined to give a little bit of a direction. So I would suggest, if you are interested in the percussion side of things, either Damage Damage is like the all-in-one tool, but that's already $299, so it's pretty steep. If you want to go lower, you can start with the what's it called, the metal and wood and
right. I also use them a lot. The Master Session Suite.
Master Session Suite. The suite is $199, or you can get the individual titles for, I think, $75.
Here it is.
Yeah, $74.
Oh, really? Like, I can really recommend
the Woods collection is awesome.
Definitely.
The Woods collection is absolutely gorgeous, and you get also tons of loops and process patches and natural patches.
Yeah.
It is very, very versatile.
The ethnic drum ensembles are really cool too.
The problem is they're all really good. So
yeah, I mean this is like crazy.
If you look at the individual price, $74, so there would be $300 for all four, and you can $199. You get the full bundle. So that's the deal.
Who wrote it? Who asked about?
That was written by Emmy Dave? No.
Oh,
I lost it.
Just lost it too. I'm sorry, but yeah, I mean, it depends on what you go for. If you just want to start with percussions, you can get these, definitely get these, these ensemble collections here. I think I also did demos on these.
Yeah, right. That would be percussion. But honestly, I think if you start out, the broadest overview of what Heaviosity is capable of is actually symphonic destruction.
Yeah.
That's kind of a bit of everything.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean DM307, I still use that library today for all the like mechanic stuff, and they have like a scoring, they have like patches where you have like hybrid drums processed drum
also
machines and all that stuff.
Old vintage drum machine type of
but
sounds.
totally processed, and they sound completely different, but they sound so great, especially for production trader
Getting
music.
back to Doom, you can do a lot of Doom style drums with that.
Yeah.
But also Damage 2 has that as well.
Yeah,
These process
definitely.
patches.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff.
So
It's very hard to bring it down to one
just
thing.
start somewhere. You don't go wrong with it. That's probably that probably sums it up in a way.
Yeah, right. Just get it all. I don't know. Do they have an everything bundle?
That would be awesome. Neil? Hey, Neil, if you listen to that.
Yeah. So, Heaviosity, that's a wrap, I would say. I think we're nearly halfway through. Is H the half of the alphabet? Hypersamples are... You math genius. IK Multimedia up to 70%. I mean, IK Multimedia had the deal of a lifetime just recently gone by with a buy one, get 25 with a group buy. I actually jumped onto that and bought the Modo drums, and now I have everything they ever made. And I haven't even downloaded everything. But I think that IK Multimedia is still a little bit underrated. So they are way better than, at least from my understanding. I always didn't really know what to take from them, but Amplitude 5, for example, is great. It sounds gorgeous, the guitar emulation. And the Syntronic, the synth, it's on par pretty much with Arturia's version 5, 6, the latest one of the synth that they have.
7? You mean like the collection?
Yeah, the
collection?
8,
6, 7.
V Collection 8.
Oh, it's 8 already.
Yeah. So, but the Syntronic is pretty much up to par with that.
I'm just browsing for a second on the page here, but I don't find it. But it's also the company that offers the plugins. They have a big plugin collection, right?
Yeah, the T-Rex collection.
The T-Rex collection.
The master stuff.
Yeah, so
and they have they are the only one that have the Sunset reverb, Sunset Studio reverb, which is also really good.
And the thing, what I want to mention is they have give a big shout out to the Stealth limiter.
Yeah,
that is my absolute favorite limiter. Why? I don't know. I just test. Coming from the trailer side of things, I just always turn up limiters as much as possible, and then I look when they start to distort, and the later they start to distort and kind of like mangle the sound, the better they are. This is my test. Every mastering engineer right now
from a non-engineering background,
would probably sit right now, but it's like the way I test master plugins.
Yeah, but I kind of think I'm in the same way. So crank it till it freaks out and then dial it back a little. Yeah,
right. And this
and who has the highest knob position wins.
Yeah, exactly. And plus also that, I mean, it's almost impossible to make something this, I mean, if you just move it to like, minus 20, 30 dB or something, it just cranks, it just starts to distort, but it's very hard. It's very difficult to make it distort. So I would really, and plus I know one, you probably know him too. I probably keep the name because if somebody gets the mastering limiter and doesn't like it, we can't blame it on that name. But I talked to a very a great mastering engineer, and he recommended to me and said he tested so many software limiters. Mm-hmm. He thinks this is definitely the best one.
Well, then we got to take that for granted.
Yeah, I mean, it was just one guy, but his master.
I have read some raving reviews about the Stealth limiter, and also some of their compressor emulations are up to par with what Waves and Plug-in Alliance is doing.
I mean, if someone is doing Hollywood movies and big gigs, big projects, and he's a mastering engineer and doing this for like 20, 30 years or something, and there's an opportunity. Opinion. Thank you. Coming from him, an onion coming from him. Then this is something I can count on.
Interesting question that just came up here from Alan. Hey, Alan Lennon, what is on our Black Friday wish list? Well, I know for sure what's on mine, but that is not going to happen. It's like Amazon 60% off SSD drives. To be honest, software. I mean, I bought the Waves SSL EV2, the new one that they released for $39 on plug-in discount, And I bought the Oxford Inflator for $39. I never had that. I was always eyeing
late
that.
to the show, dude.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, this is like, yeah. I never missed it. It just sounds, kind of sounds, but I'm using this since like 10 years. So it like, I was just surprised you just got it like yesterday.
Yeah,
it's like, really? What? It took you so long to get it?
I never had it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I know. I just tried it on some drums and was like, whoop, where I without
where it
it?
really shines, just in case if you don't know it, you just put it behind the mastering limiter. This is where it shines. This is absolutely amazing. If you put it behind the mastering limiter on the last instance and you just dial it in for like 40% something.
Do you show that in your course?
Yes.
Now you know I haven't watched all the videos. Anyway, so yeah, this is in terms of software. I mean, we are both in the lucky position to work with a lot of developers and get sent a lot of stuff for reviews, etc. So that's a very lucky position to have. So it's more
it's also we're like in the business. I mean, 15 years something. And, at some point, I mean, sometimes you have like composers saying like, oh, no, another string library. But there are people who's like, why am I always doing this sound like this, when I'm talking. But I mean, but there are a lot of people that start out right now and they're not interested in that there was Miroslav or VSL, the orchestral cube back then. They're just interested in what is coming right now, what is being released right now.
TSS.
And right. Really, really amazing. Just have to.
We were both lucky enough to have our hands on it already. We are grinning ear to ear, but we are under NDA.
Yes, definitely.
Something's coming.
But we are in that lucky position that I wanted to say. We are in this business along. We're doing these YouTube reviews for such a long time. So we are in this happy and lucky position that we get sent a lot of stuff and people ask us to do a review. And we also talked about this before, we only accept stuff on our channel that we really like. So we would never do something, like for the... Let's say for the money.
The thing is, when you guys see the streams, you only see the streams that happen. So we were just talking about that. There are streams that just don't happen because we just don't feel comfortable showing stuff, or we just don't feel that the quality is up to par worth showcasing. There's always a little bit of bias involved, and we are also fanboys. When I do a library review for Audio Imperia, of course I try to be objective, but it's never fully possible. You always have a little bit of bias. Sometimes, sometimes these developers become friends and stuff like that. I try to disclose, or we always usually disclose that we got a free copy and stuff like that. And always take these reviews with a grain of salt. But also, I think that speaks for both of us. We try to be honest, and I know that I have pointed out mishaps with the libraries on stream.
Yes, of course.
When you realize something is not working out. And usually, I think in 99.9%, the developers are actually grateful about that kind of feedback. Because it is in their interest to make their libraries better and to...
It's kind of sometimes, I have been beta tester in a lot of libraries and for a lot of companies throughout the years. And it's kind of sometimes sad that you just hear like people bashing a library for not coming along with a bug fixing.
Yeah.
But you just really know what's going on behind the scenes, how much these guys are working, how many hours. So sometimes I think like the people fixing the bugs and doing the editing work more than the actual composers doing the library, even though they are already working a lot. I mean, some of them through the weekend or so.
So let's quickly chat. So following along with the libraries we haven't covered yet, and also following along with the chat is kind of a different task here, even if we are two people today. Anyway,
where are you already? Are we at K? Are we at
H? IK Multimedia and Impact Soundworks. I mean, we just mentioned it. So upcoming Tokyo Scoring Strings. That is no NDA material. They have released a bunch of videos. I am personally very excited about the project because it's something new to the table of string libraries, which is kind of tough to do in the current market of string libraries.
Here it is.
If you don't know about it, they have sampled in Japan and aiming for that anime style string sound that is typical for these Japanese anime shows. It's a different string sound than we are used from the classical Hollywood and film sound.
I'm not really sure about that. Yeah, we can't say too much, right? We are under NDA, so we can't.
No, they showcased that in the video already that they published. They had a walkthrough of articulations and showcased the legato and stuff like that. Very, very much development under the hood there, and it's going to be released soon. I just don't know how much it's going to be. Is there
what do we have here? $3.99.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm totally worth it. I mean, I just love the sound. You know, this is basically all the strings, the string players or the string orchestra, also the players that recorded all of these sounds, right? Final Fantasy VII, all of these video games. And I'm a big, there we are at bias again, because I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy, and especially Final Fantasy VII, and the music and everything has completely stuck with me. And later on, when you just hear all that stuff that has been recorded with real orchestras, it just touches me. So I'm a total fan.
And one thing that I noticed when testing the patches, what I love is on the releases, you can hear the musicians in the room, not in a bad way, but in a very good way. I love that. It just sounds like a live recording. It's amazing. Sorry, not going to say anything more.
Yeah, we will probably be.
Good question in the chat here. I mean, maybe we would have covered that anyway. I mean, that question comes up in kind of every stream. Favorite reverb, top 3 reverb.
Seventh Heaven, Cinematic Rooms, Audio Ease, Altiverb.
That's 3.
Yeah, you said top 3.
Top 3.
And you?
Other way around, Cinematic Rooms, Seventh Heaven. No, I take.
Okay. I have a difficulty putting something on the top 1.
Okay, so I put Cinematic Rooms on 1.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I just acquired Phoenix Reverb, and that is now my position 2.
Oh,
Phoenix Reverb is distributed through Isotope. I forgot the original company name. It's like, I should be on Black Friday. We can check that later. It should be on Black Friday deal as well. Phoenix Reverb is great for orchestral positioning.
I just have to keep that in mind.
And my third favorite is like the eierlegende Wollmilchsau for my German-speaking friends. In case you don't understand that in English, there is no translation for that. Egg-laying wool milk.
I think there's a word. Let me just Google that while you're.
Let me Google that for you. And so the third one is Valhalla Rooms.
Yeah.
This is like if nothing fits, this one always kind of fits.
It's really egg-laying woolly milk sow. Is it like really what you guys say? That's probably like Google is messing with me.
I think so. This is such a typical German saying.
Oh, look at this. It's require an all-in-one solution. No, that sounds boring.
No, it's totally boring. So if anyone is totally fit in German and English and know the correct translation for eierlegende Wollmilchsau, you can leave that in the chat. Yeah. Or just leave a like for the video.
Definitely.
For sure.
That's good marketing, Dirk.
There we go. Where were we? Heaviosity, hypersamples. We were at K already.
I'm seeing Keep Forest.
In-session audio, by the way. In-session audio, I have to mention that I actually bought their World Percussion Creator. And I was totally blown away.
Oh, didn't they also do the Taiko Creator?
They did the Taiko Creator and the Dramatic Creator. I didn't go for these two because I feel I can fill my drives with Taikos alone. I have enough. But the World Percussion Creator, and I was interested in the way how they implemented the whole MIDI creation thing. If you are not proficient in like world percussion and percussion grooves, this is an awesome tool to get your head around and analyze, okay, how are the MIDIs done? I mean, the power of MIDI packs.
Sort of, decently.
And I tipped my toes into it a little bit as well. And this is what I love about libraries that offer MIDI included is that you unlike loop libraries, you're not bound to what they offer you, but you can just analyze it and make it your own and just transform it in any kind of way, and it works in every tempo. That's great as well.
Plus also what happens when you use MIDI information in any way. This is why I'm like a big fan of MIDI packs in a way. Back then, not back then, we just, I was one of these guys buying the study of orchestration or something. Of course, it's a little bit of a different thing because you learn about the masters, but there are no MIDI packs about, the old masters or how they do something. And this is where MIDI packs come in style, because you get, you can educate yourself, you can get inspired. And this is also when it, as Dirk says in the word percussion creator, I didn't check it out yet, but if you just have like a little approach on how you actually play and use the instrument and not just buy a tabla and just go like ding, 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 because this is not how a tabla player plays.
Yeah.
Or an oud player, you just have these sounds.
And also I have to say from the sheer musicality that is here. So I went for the full version. There are two versions, a lighter version and like with expansion packs kind of, which gets you more, I don't think more samples, but more MIDI sounds. So it's like 40 different or 20 or 40. Can you click quickly view the details?
View details.
So if we scroll down, it's the extended version. Anyway, the thing is, in my opinion, that not only the way it is played and that you learn about it, but also the included musicality is awesome. They just sound great out of the box. There, but the pricing was above that. So the simple one is $17.99.
It's kind of like a Steel too.
And the core plus expansion packs is just $20 more, so it's $127.97. I think it's absolutely worth the money.
Yeah, you can never have enough percussion libraries.
That's the next thing.
Seriously, because in a sense, when it comes to strings, you have orchestral strings, and you use the orchestral strings, and you can use them in any kind of orchestral context because they're orchestral strings. But if you just use percussions, no matter if you just work on trailer music, if you just use work for licensed music or video games, especially, it's really like it's bread and butter if you just have good world percussions or lots of percussion libraries available, because somebody maybe wants to have the sound, that there's some location in the desert taking place in a video game, but they don't want the typical sound of instruments for Egypt the African area or whatever. So you can offer a lot of different sounds that are going to use for the project later.
I just read in the chat that some people were wondering why Black Hole is not on the top 3 list. I consider that...
Which one? Sorry.
The Black Hole, Eventide.
Oh, Black Hole.
I consider that outside of the typical reverb approach, because Black Hole is a special effect.
Yeah, it's like Valhalla Shimmer. It's a little bit like an...
Right.
Like, if I would put something on my top list, let me just...
Yeah.
Because of that gorgeous thing.
You show off.
Put something on the top list of reverbs, it would be the Big Sky.
But Black Hole is right after that in terms of similarity. So Black Hole can be a reverb as well, but it's more like a special effect. That's why I didn't
Daniel
include it.
used it on some orchestral instruments, right? I'm just asking you guys.
I think he uses it on a piano. What we need to ask him which piano he uses.
Yeah. And I think I also remember watching a live stream with him or dialed in later in the video where he recorded it on orchestral strings. And to be honest, I also used Valhalla Shimmer on orchestral instruments. I think I also did, on like recent trailer albums that I have.
I was taken off by a big sneeze.
Yeah. Not sure you guys heard it. If you just hear this once in a while, my girlfriend's over at the other room. We just, put her in the bedroom, and she just had to stay there.
Stay there.
No, I'm just kidding. But
anyway, so Black Hole is more of like a special effect, but it's a great effect for sure.
Yeah.
Let's quickly jump in because we need to at least go halfway through.
I just see you're already at...
Okay, Keep Forest.
Yes, I just wanted to... Bing, ding.
Ding,
yeah.
there you go.
Right.
What's not to like about that? It's...
Nothing.
It's just too much on offer.
Yeah.
Since... honestly, there is some similarity between the products.
Yes.
And, a Bram is a Bram, and a hit is a hit, and a riser is a riser, which
downer
is not
is a
true
downer,
because
yeah,
you
right.
always hunt for the newest sounds, of course.
Yeah.
But if it were for me, top 4 libraries, Devastator Warzone, since it's a Contact player library, you don't need the full version of Contact for that. So for entry level, that might be the best one.
Yeah.
And it's 149.
And also, if you see, like, I mean, really, Devastator Full Edition for 229. This library is so full of
that alone can
ready
take
to go.
take you pretty much anywhere.
It's like Inflator plugin, but just a library. I just have it in my entire track.
Right.
No matter if it's trailer library, music or something, there is always something in there that you can use
But
for
I also
your
have
music.
to say, don't underestimate the power of their very first 2 libraries that brought them on the market, which is Evolution Dragon and Evolution Atlantic. The first 2, I think they are on sale again, 99 and 49 for Evolution Dragon. There's so much usable content in there. Even if it's, I think, 4 or 5 years old, meanwhile, it's not outdated. It still sounds very fresh. The trailer piano in Evolution Dragon is everything you need to score the next Star Wars trailer.
Yeah.
Ding!
Yeah, it does its job. It sounds really awesome. And yeah, I mean, there's just, of course, most of the stuff is focused towards epic trailer music, epic adventures,
sound design,
hybrid stuff. Also, they put in, they have like a package where they did some Vikings, where they just try to put a little bit of, how do you say, like,
Viking organic hybrid,
and put it into the world of trailer music, something like this.
Right.
Yeah,
merch.
Yeah, Vikings Go trailer music, something.
But yeah, the buying recommendation, if you don't have any type of these sounds or interest in Keep Forest, I think we both would agree would be the Devastator Full Edition.
Yeah, definitely.
Either the Devastator Warzone, because that's Contact player.
Yeah.
Or if you have the full version of Contact, Devastator Full Edition gives you even more content
Plus,
than Warzone.
If you're just looking forward to create, some sort of like hybrid music that goes a little bit into hip hop or R&B, not hybrid R&B, but hybrid hip hop probably. There is a lot of awesome drum sounds in there.
Trap drums are amazing in there as well, right?
Yeah.
So, just trying to follow along with the chat here. By the way, let us know in the chat, how are you guys liking that? Is that a format you would like to see more often in the future? Alex wants to come to Spain as well, I think.
This is like complete jinx moment today, because I was just like about to say that the next time I just have to come over to Spain and do that in your studio.
Of course. Or we just do the virtual one like last year, so I don't need to host you.
Exactly.
No, it's definitely fun being together, especially in these times where we all have been sitting dormant and alone for 2 years. So it's good to see real faces again.
Definitely.
And we're having fun here, I think. At least I think so. And hope you guys have as well.
No, that wasn't right.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
And let us know in the comments if there's anything else we can do for you or explain, talk about, etc. We try to follow along with the chat. In case we missed your question or anything like that, just feel free to repost, because sometimes it's just hard to follow with all the beautiful comments there. We have Keep Forest out of the way. I think that's halfway pretty much. Kirk Hunter Studios, Krotos, Loop Cloud, Man Makes Noise. Next one in the list is musical sampling.
I just have to probably go back a little bit to Melda Productions and say, I mean, if you're just looking for something, this is my perspective on all these plugins. These are all like, I don't need the Melda plugin production suite, because I have, for example, everything from Waves, or I have blah, blah, blah. As I said before, like with distortion plugins, you can try 10 different distortions plugins and they never sound the same. There is always a little bit of a different sound coming out of these. So my philosophy is, if you are a little bit more into sound design stuff, or if you just want to create something different out of a pad sound, for example, you're just playing like a pad sound and you're putting like a little bit of a pulse engine or some kind of a chopper or some kind of like that is wave changing the like modulation stuff. Then just mix all that stuff, all that good stuff, and put it together. Use like 2 or 3 plugins from all of these packages that you can buy right now at this cheap and affordable price. And if I just see like 50% off? I don't want to go to the website because they have hundreds of plugins.
And they have some free stuff as well, right?
Yeah. And this is just awesome stuff to use. So just quickly, honorable mention to Melda Productions.
Honorable mention. No, totally. Absolutely with you there. Music is Sampling just finished their sale. I don't even know if they have a Black Friday sale going on. If they have, they haven't announced it yet, I think. It ended November 15th. The trailer brass is one of the most essential tools if you want to do...
It just ended? Oh. That's like 9 days ago.
Yeah. So I don't know if they have anything else in terms of Black Friday. But yeah, trailer brass, I think, is one of the most essential tools when it comes to writing trailer music.
Yes. Yes, because it sounds very versatile. It's a little bit. I don't want to, bring. I never like to bring in another library for when we talk about another company or bring in another company. But the approach is a little bit like performance samples.
Yeah.
Like with the Caspian and the Angry Brass. You just play it and it sounds awesome.
Yeah. What I like about their strings, either adventure strings or also trailer strings and also trailer brass.
Yeah.
You don't need key switches for that kind of stuff.
I hate key switches.
You just play it in and it sounds. They are lacking legato, but if you need these, I mean, that's why they're called adventure strings. If you need these adventurous lines, da 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 da, kind of,
it's exactly
this is immediately playable. You don't need any. How is that happen?
Yeah, but I'm seriously, because I honestly have to say, probably some people would like to beat me up for saying this, but legato sometimes is overrated.
Absolutely.
And everybody's trying to this library doesn't have legato, and they just like, but
because
you don't need
it
this.
Fucking need it.
Well, if you just listen to Star Wars or whatever, you're like, there is no
nice.
Yeah, kind of like too fast. But yeah, I mean, legato, in my opinion, sometimes it's overrated, especially when it comes to adventure music, Indiana Jones themes, or anything like it.
Oh, the questions are rolling in. What about Spitfire? We are on K, not on S.
Yes.
So that's coming later. Medusa, honorable mention for sure, Medusa drums. Medusa and the other one, the synthwave one. Medusa drums.
Medusa is awesome, and Renegade is awesome.
That's the name.
Plus, I also want to bring out honorable mention of these two libraries that I currently can't find, and they are vocal libraries.
The choir is amazing. That stadium choir is really
There is this vocal bundle. It's Amy and Maggie, and I did a video on these. I remember these.
Fogorian is like Gregorian, obviously, and they just released this. I did a stream on that. The stadium vocals.
That is an awesome. I still have to do a video on that.
See?
Yes.
You told me.
I still have to do a video on the Anthem Choir. That's the one,
Anthem
actually.
Choir,
yes.
That's the one. Yes,
that's really great. If you just, because there is something really magical when you listen to famous pop productions.
Yeah.
There is something going on in the chorus. There is like, whoa, some kind of like a hook line or something.
Yeah, my final statement on that stream was like, you instantly know what Audio Jungle is going to sound within the next year.
Yeah.
All these gang vocal shouts on top.
But yeah, I mean, even if it's really not that easy to record like this band-based choir that they have sometimes in the chorus.
They did absolutely great on this one,
and it's really great.
Really good.
But what I mean is Maggie and Amy is a very let's say ethereal sounding legato. Vocals that are more, focused towards, let's say, like, so everything what you have to say when you just want to write something mysterious, but you need like a female vocals,
writing?
yeah. And this just wanted to point out because this is really, really cool stuff here. So I'm not really sure if you get these libraries individually. The bundle is 149. You can get each individually for 69. There are a lot of demos on there. Aaron Sepp, by the way. Kudos to you, guy.
Aaron,
he's a really awesome guy and a very skilled writer.
Yeah. Someone asked, "Is this on par with Talos?" I assume this relates to Trailer Brass, and I think they both like complement each other really, really well. Sorry,
it's just It's just, I mean, obviously you have more articulations available on Talos, but it's just a matter, as I always say, you listen to a sound and you instantly go for like, I like this sound more than get what you like more.
Talos is like more organic over the top, so it still sounds like a big brass section in a room. Trailer brass is over the top.
Yes.
Process, but
that's
still,
why it's called trailer brass.
That's why it's called trailer brass, but you still hear the organic nature of it. Besides from the Horde, which is more like a synth patch kind of, but still
it's
sounds awesome. Right. Kilohertz plugins, we will come to that in a second. We are on...
I mean, basically what I also... Somebody wrote that in my Discord channel asking about if we could talk about the kilohertz, but basically, just to pretty quickly add this up, I mean, all of their stuff is pretty much awesome. Otherwise, Slate wouldn't have implemented this into their...
Which brings us to the next thing, Slate.
Yeah, right.
It was same already thing as East West. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, right. Let's
Slate,
do that.
I think Slate has Black Friday deal as well. I'm not sure. Maybe we can check it out. They usually do at least I think $14.99 a month, and you get Kilohertz is completely part of the Slate bundle. So except one thing. They don't have Faceplant.
Faceplant is not a Faceplant.
But they do have the ANA synth, which is really good. Yep. And they just recently added all their expansions. It's like you get 7,000 presets or something.
It's like a second Omnisphere or something.
It's like another Omnisphere.
I mean, not that big, but
more Nexus.
You get the idea. Yeah, right. Yeah.
And so the Slate bundle is absolutely...
would be Nexus on my... What is the... Oh, we get to R in a sec. It's ReFX. I'm not really sure if they have a deal right now.
ReFX doesn't do Black Friday. I think they have Christmas sales.
They don't. They have Christmas sales only. Yeah. I mean, honorable mention to them too, because one of their patches, just quickly adding this, is absolutely underestimated. This is like the trailer synth stuff and the trailer packages. Yeah. They have some sound design, orchestral stuff.
Even the Hollywood package is really good. I mean... Daniel Schleiss, the maker, when you will listen to the demos, he is like the Trolls of ADO. He's just also really fucking good at making this sound gorgeous from the demos. But the stuff is also really good in Nexus. But I have to admit, if you think about it, Nexus, if you go with all the expansions, it comes at a pretty hefty price tag.
Yes, of course. It's you have to kind of... I don't have all the... I just have the stuff that is like...
If you get everything, stuff. It's like $2,500 or something like that. But I think... I don't even know what Nexus...
I think the base thing is like... something.
And usually it's like $60 per expansion. Yeah. But during Christmas, you sometimes can snag them for 50% off.
And the Hollywood stuff is absolutely amazing. There's a patch called Gigantic Horns.
Yeah.
And if you just dial that in, you can just forget about everything else.
Yeah, that even blows trailer brass out of the water.
And it's or even like Junkie XL brass in a way. But I don't like to say this because Junkie XL is my main go-to brass sample library when it comes to like huge brass, and it's very versatile, and it's been created by Orchestral Tools and Tom, and let's keep on with the list.
OTO comes after M and N.
Yeah,
N
so
Native Instruments. Yeah, I mean, obviously we need to mention them. They have pretty much 3 sales throughout the year, which is the big summer sale, which is Black Friday, and usually something around Christmas or New Year. Summer sale usually is the time when you can snag Contact for the cheapest price ever if you don't have the full version.
Just quickly hop over here.
And a lot of stuff right now is 50% off. I am always a little bit hesitant with recommending library. If you, for example, own Complete and plan on upgrading to the next version of which would be Complete 14, I think, next year.
14,000 probably.
14,000, whatever.
I don't know. Sometimes it goes so fast. I'm just like, what?
Usually, I personally think it makes more sense to wait for the next Complete installment and pay the $150 or $200 upgrade fee to get the next Complete, and then have all these libraries included. If you feel you can wait for the sounds. If you obviously need something right now, like Action Strings 2, for example, if you have Action Strings 1, the update is $99, and it was just updated.
And it sounds really great. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there that sounds really cool, really innovative. And what I also think, it's like a little bit of a mentality. I think it comes down a little bit if you're a pro composer, and I don't mean this in an arrogant way, but if you're, let's say, a working composer, and for example, Ashlight is an absolutely awesome library, and you just dial in these sounds, and if you just like this, if you like this dark kind of like Trent Reznor style, and you just need these sounds, you just get these, and you just have it before everyone else has, for all the people waiting for the next...
all the other waiting for the next complete update.
I mean, there's nothing wrong to just snagging something at like $100 off or something. But if you need something right now, you already have the stuff to work with. And the money should be coming in anyway. If you are a working composer.
I mean, that's also the thing. I mean, I think on your and also on my Discord, sometimes we had that discussion with... GAS, so Gear Acquisition Syndrome, but also being a working composer. Obviously, I always try to justify purchases on sample libraries either because a job requires something that I don't have in my palette that I specifically think I need for a job. So then kind of the job should technically pay for a new investment. Or I have something that I feel creates so much inspiration that I know I can get something out of it for the foreseeable future to create, and just helps me make my job easier or makes it easier to get inspired. I personally think that a lot of native instruments, newer installments like Imperia that they did with Contact 6, Ethereal Earth, there's this Moog library.
The Mellowed Flux is pretty new also, I think, right?
Mellowed Flux was Sonoscore, by the way.
Yes. Great company too.
Yeah, and if you go up a little, once more, the Analog Dreams was the new one, and then Modular Icons. Modular Icons, for example, is $34 right now, and this is a really good library. There's really good. It's like Moog inspired. Do you say Moog or Moog?
Moog.
Moog.
Moog. Moog. Yeah, I think I always say Moog, but I don't know.
I think that's an age-old discussion. But yeah, so if you have some money left over and don't want to wait for the update there, some of these libraries are really, really good. But overall, my gut feeling is I would usually wait for a complete update unless I feel I need something right away.
Exactly.
Native, done. Now we are making big jumps. New loops, nocturne sounds, orange tree samples. Orange tree samples, quick shout out. One of my favorite developers for virtual acoustic guitar. You just close your ears for a moment. If you have no idea about guitars and guitar libraries, or Orange Tree Samples is absolutely on top next to Ample Sound.
Yes.
These two are, by the way, I just missed Ample Sound actually in the list. There was no Ample Sound. Anyway, so these two are my favorites when it comes
Plus
to...
they also have a great bass library, Orange Tree.
Orange Tree has a bunch of other good stuff. They have the native flutes.
Right.
They have piano libraries. And Greg is just an awesome guy. He pretty much also runs this whole thing on his own.
Yeah,
and
didn't talk to him for a while, but yeah.
They just released the Dry Relic. It sounds gorgeous. Ruben may know more about that because he always does the videos for them. And just give that a listen. There's nothing I would recommend over anything else.
Oh, here it is.
If you need guitar libraries.
Let's hop over.
If you need guitar libraries. My personal favorite out of any library in terms of guitar that I have is the Songwriter, the Evolution Songwriter, right there on the right side. Gorgeous sound, and I love the possibility that you can add in that like tape sound, recording to tape, that noise floor. It's just sounds great, and it's actually a different sample set that they used for that.
Okay,
so
they really recorded it probably with a. Okay, that's always cool.
Or you can get the bundle for $12.49. They just have so much stuff. Meanwhile, but the basses are really good as well. The Rick is also...
I mean, it's like, if you see these prices, of course, like 179 is a little bit different than 99 or 19 or something. But I'm always a fan of buying little libraries because it adds something that almost acts like an individual recording on top of an orchestral sample library.
I mean, just think what would the regular session fee for... I mean, I would not say that's the same like a session player, especially not with a guitarist sitting next to me in reach of his fist. But just imagine what you would pay for a regular session fee. It's like 100, 200 euros, something like that for a decent recording. And this is something you pay one time, learn it to use if you want. If you are not able or not willing to spend the time to learn the instrument yourself.
And especially even if you want to hire someone, most guitar players don't read notes. They can't just read notes. It's just like, I don't know what's going on.
How to silence a guitar player. Just put
exactly.
a sheet of notes in front of him.
Happened to me.
And I don't know about... This is the regular sales price. I don't know if you need to put a code down. So there will definitely be some Black Friday deals there you go. 35% off. So you can...
so there is
where's
here
your math buddy? 179 minus 35?
Something less.
It's less than the original price. Let's agree on that. All right, where we are. We are out of focus.
Are we?
Are we? Cheers.
Sort of.
There we go.
It's my microphone probably.
I missed a bunch of comments here. As a former guitar player, injury, OTS is great because they provide MIDI files for the demo songs. That's another big plus. I really like their MIDI files as well. It's helped me translate physical knowledge to the VIs. Great comment, this Lance. I feel the same way. Although I am not an injured guitar player, I'm just no guitar player. That helps.
There's also a question for you. Will there be an update for your Cubase Nucleus template to support the new version 1.2?
I apologize for not having done an official announcement yet. Yes, there will be, and there needs to be a 1.2 update for Nucleus, because currently the version as it is now is not compatible with the version 1.2. I'm working on it, and I won't promise any specific date, but I hope I will have the update out by the end of next week.
That's great to hear. I just was reading I was just distracted, not because of what you were talking about, but somebody asked what choir library do you recommend, and I just skipped over.
I still hanging on. I went out to the gym, got a sandwich, picked up my other half, and got home. And you're still going.
Yeah, you probably took a 3-hour nap.
That's what's called stamina. We don't do 20-minute videos.
Real men do 3-hour live streams.
Man up.
Yeah. No, but just somebody asked, what choir library do you recommend? Masterclass. It was from you till the moment. I have Dominus Choir from Fluffy Audio. So, I mean, currently, I can just speak for Stretsov. We are not at this right now, but I would probably just quickly dropping this in. If I would use a choir library currently, it's Choir Essentials by Stretsov and Oceania. One or two, depending on how many people you want to have.
Yeah, funny thing is, Oceania, I actually did when I checked out Oceania 2 on my channel, I did a A/B comparison with Oceania 1 and 2. And the funny thing is that although Oceania 2 has more people, so should technically sound bigger, it's way more focused and way more clear. So Oceania 1 is a little bit... Not in a bad way, more washy.
So the players learned from the first session and took it to the second one.
So the second one, they are both great.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But
definitely.
we will come back to that in a second.
Quickly answer your question here before it drowns in the depth.
The only thing that I would add, Domino's Choir is more on the soft side. So if you want to add on top of that, you need something that has a little more bite. Like we were talking about the Stretsov Storm Choir or even the Choir Essentials or performance samples. That gives you a lot of beef that you will maybe missing with Domino's Choir.
Yeah.
Which brings us to orchestral tools, and that's actually a big one.
Definitely. Because, go ahead.
So orchestral tools have just... I don't. Most of you may know, or some maybe not. They started with their Berlin series, which meant they recorded at Teldec Studios in Berlin. Berlin strings, Berlin brass, Berlin woodwinds, and Berlin percussion. Which brings us back to something we talked about earlier with having one developer and having all the libraries from the same room, which gives a big advantage because you don't need to mess with the reverb settings and stuff like that. You just have everything recorded in the same room. Also, they sampled it extremely meticulously, especially Berlin strings, which has also 2 expansions, A and B, also the woodwinds. And long story short, they just released the sign version, so they have developed their own player in the past couple of years, and I think last year they released it, the sign player, and they ported these libraries over to the sign player, and right now you can get the whole Berlin collection for 50% off. So if you buy the whole thing, I mean, it's still a price point.
Yes, of course,
No
but
doubt
I mean,
about
it's like
that.
probably the most complex orchestral
and comprehensive.
A collection of sampled instruments that are available. I mean, not like that's probably goes to VSL. That credit goes to VSL, but it's just like a very versatile. I used it on so many projects. I don't.
Yeah.
It's just
The strings are. I mean, I have to admit, you have to like the strings or the way they recorded their strings. It's a little smaller than the regular symphonic string size, so they went with smaller ensemble sizes to get a little more clarity into the sound. So in my opinion, they do not get as big as for example Spitfire or Cinesamples or other libraries, but they remedied that with the release of Berlin Symphonic Strings, which is I see that kind of as an add-on pack to the Berlin strings, because with that you get the full-blown.
I mean, you get more articulations with Berlin strings, with the
more articulations and more.
I was beaten for saying traditional ones, but you know what I'm trying to say. So that the original release,
right?
And also there is a great thing happening for the Berlin symphonic strings for the legato. There's a rapid legato mode, so you can play
the
like
repetition
fast
legato,
runs.
and this one works really, really good, especially in the cello. It sounds gorgeous.
And also another legato mode for ostinatos. I think
that's what I meant. The repeating one where you can these
right.
You meant the runs mode, the fast transitions.
I think it's rapid and ostinato
Yeah,
or
right,
something.
right.
Yeah, something like this. But you get the idea. So basically, it's like 3 legato modes. And of course, you just have to be a fan if you like it. There are people liking Araya more. There are people liking orchestral tools more. There are people liking symphonic. Spitfire stuff more, it's like always a matter of taste. There is no perfect
and
library.
One thing which was a big complaint about their Berlin brass, which also very extensively, but they were missing the top layer. It was just not going loud enough. They fixed that. They added a full new set of samples with a triple F layer for the whole brass. I haven't checked it myself, I have to be honest. I also do have JXL brass from Orchestral Tools. I don't know, is JXL on Black Friday sale as well?
That would
or is
be
it
awesome.
Just the Berlin?
Let me just check. This is I can't talk anymore. This is just probably the products. There should be like, I don't know, if there's some more going on here.
Woodwind.
Oh, I just have to expand it a little bit. There we have
Mirror.
Tom Holtenborg.
There
Here
we
go. Brass.
No, it's on
actually
regular
not.
pricing. Sad.
Yeah, kind of.
But also keep in mind with their new sign player, you don't need to get the full version. You also have the a la carte option, so you can check out. First of all, we should mention that they just released their free instruments, so you can download sign player, and they have these. What do they call it? Sign Academy.
Yes.
And this is not to be underestimated. There's some really, really good sounds in there that is, of course, taken from their large catalog. I think it's Sign Factory, not Sign Academy.
Sign Factory, right.
Yeah, so you can sign up for free and get percussions, guitars, and obviously it's taken from their catalog and it's not as comprehensive as the bigger libraries, which wouldn't make sense.
But it just gives you a starting point,
It
you know,
gives you a
just getting
starting point,
into it.
and you can also use the a la carte function from the sign player, so you don't need to buy the full Tom Holkenborg brass. But if you're interested in just the 12 horns because it sounds amazing,
just get the 12 trombones.
all the 12 trombones
and the 12 horns.
Play 10-finger chords with it.
Yes. This is what I love doing. It's just to piss off, you know, other composers.
Yeah,
and like
he
saying,
talks about that in his trailer course.
Yes, I do. No, not but yeah. I mean, so if it sounds good, it sounds good. I don't care if it just hit like a triad with a 12 horn patch or 12 trombone patch. If it just sounds like awesome, you know, then I just do it. Nobody, never ever in these 15 years came back to me and saying like, hey, Alex, this track sounds kind of cool, but we don't accept it because you use 36 trombone players. So, yeah.
There was a question from Skyquake Audio. What library will give you the closest quartet type of Johan Johansson sound? I have struggled to find something so authentic. Honestly, me too. I think that the whole string quartet or solo string library market is still lacking. There are some attempts. The Spitfire solo strings are very good, but also not. So there's some stuff that I really like about it.
I just have to check because it's kind of like, just go ahead, please. I just have to.
I really do like the Berlin first chairs. Since we're talking about orchestral tools, the first chairs do, in my opinion, a better job at a quartet than some other quartet libraries. Although they're just actually intended to sit on top your string ensembles. But
I forgot the name. I'm really getting old. I forgot. I just have like.
My favorite solo strings ever, Big Mike. Can we please kick Big Mike out of the chat?
What is he doing? You know, it's
2021, dude.
Okay, I just have to laugh. This just resembles the. Yeah, I don't.
Happens. I think these guys only show up when you're above 100 live viewers.
Can you just? I could just remove.
No,
how do I get block. Like? Where's block? Oh, hide user on this channel. So here we
go. You go. Bye.
Thanks.
He's still going. Oh no. Anyway,
did I block someone else? Hopefully not. Okay.
Seems to go now. Okay. Anyway, where were we? Solo strings.
2020 resembled his brain
a little bit. I still think that solo strings are a little bit underrepresented. Yeah. But my favorite, if you will name me down for it, is actually Verharmonic, the Bohemian violin and the Bohemian cello. Favorite solo strings ever, and they also are on Black Friday sale as well.
Yeah, I just have to put up. I just looked up the library that because there is emotional violin, emotional viola, and emotional cello. I just have
best
to
service. Yeah, sure.
Yes,
how could I forget them?
You can get them on best service. I did.
We are out of focus again. Damn, what's happening?
Yeah, it's probably the microphones. Probably we just have to get a little bit more into the center or something.
No, you can go back. I'm in focus.
Okay, so I just have to do it like this. Maybe it helps.
Yeah.
Okay.
For you.
Yeah.
Focus. What about modern scoring strings? I think neither of us have them, right? Audio Bro? Modern scoring strings?
No.
Scoring brass?
No, I just had to... But,
you know, guys, the thing is, we mentioned that before. At some point, even if companies approach you to do reviews and stuff like that, and unfortunately, Audio Bureau hasn't got in touch with me for a review on that, but it's also a question, sometimes you just run out of SSD drive, Tokyo Scoring Strings comes at the close swapping...
I think that was one actually on the few libraries, you know, it's kind of like kind of like a sad situation because I wasn't at this point to afford $700 or $800 to just check out the library.
Yeah, right.
But I got in contact. This was one of the few libraries I got in contact with a developer and asking, "Hey, can I do a video? Can I write a demo? I do
so
everything."
You do that too?
Yes, of course.
I do that too. Sometimes I write a developer. Do you want me to check out the library?
If I really love something, I do it almost every time when Heaviosity releases
before I
something.
hit the buy button, I ask if they want to have a review on the channel.
And if I it's just like on some products you just have. So sadly, I know that. You have your favorite sample libraries, for example. When it comes to trailer, I'm using Nucleus. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't need all the fancy schmancy orchestral articulations when it comes to this. But I know that the company, and especially Andrew, is a really great guy, a really nice guy. I still love the spiccatos from Los Angeles Scoring Strings 1. They are just like sharp as crazy.
Yeah.
And there is also this cool feature that they have going for these swells and ostinatos or something.
Yeah, well, just hold down the sustain pedal on the spiccato patch, and you get this.
Yeah, and they also have these pulsing things like the dynamic stuff going from sforzando to whatever other.
You mean in LASS or in the modern?
In the new modern scoring strings.
I haven't even checked that out.
There's a really lots of fancy stuff going on. So if you have the bucks to spend and you just want some really top-notch product like the Lambo on
yeah, this is like unbiased opinion. I think it's both the brass. I think Daniel Bayboom did a great video on the brass where he
always does great videos.
I mean, you can just let him play like a fart sample and it will always sound great. But still, he checked it out and that was a great video. So this opinion comes only from the videos that I've seen on modern scoring strings and modern scoring brass. And knowing what Andrew and AudioBro has done in the past, they are a great developer, and I think you can't go wrong. So but I can only recommend, check the videos, check the walkthroughs, and see if that's a sound that suits you.
Yeah.
And if you feel this is something that can add to your palette, absolutely go for it. I don't know anything that would speak against it.
Yeah. I mean, that's always the thing that you have to just follow. If you think a library fits you, if you feel driven by the sound, if you feel inspired, this is what it all, that's the most important thing. You just get a library and you just feel inspired to write something and you sit there 3 hours playing with the library and you don't see like time is going by, and then it was totally worth it because this decides when you just wake up the next morning, start working something. It's like, great, I have this library and I can start working with it and it's mine forever. So it kind of inspires and drives and motivates you to write music.
There's just a comment that made me smile by JMG Music Productions. Hey guys, thanks for doing this. Of course, you're welcome. Hit the like button. Have either of you checked out Broadway Big Band by Fable Sounds? And I have to smile because I know that neither of us do any type of jazz or big band stuff. I do have Project Sam Swing. I actually bought it at full price. And I haven't used it a single time till today.
I think I've used it, but kind of like rarely, because pretty much we're not working in this field of. The thing
I just have no fucking clue about it.
The thing is, when I was at Los Angeles Music Academy back then, studying music, I remember it's just like that little thing
like
that I just have to
right?
say, yeah, like yesterday, as if it was yesterday. And I was at, I just got a chart, and I just went home and just played the chart and blah blah blah, and then we just had like an ensemble workshop. And we just went into that hall and there was like an entire big band sitting just for us guitar players. And these guys are so cool, big band players in general. They always laugh about guitar players, but in a sweet way. It's like, the next one comes trying, he will fail so miserably. And I'm putting up my sheet, and I was like really versatile and on this track, and I didn't know the tempo. And then it was like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, ding, 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 ding. And I was like, fuck, that song is like already 20 bars over. And when I practiced at home, I was like, I don't know, at bar 4 or 5 or something. Oh, this lick is awesome, like, easy as pie. And then you're just like, so I was what I would just say, I was that traumatized by big band that I've never gone into this direction and writing something for Yeah.
Yeah, somebody mentioned Chris Sue definitely is the guy to check out that kind of stuff because he has way more knowledge in that regards than I and you combined.
Yes, definitely. Without a doubt.
That's another showcase for you don't have to know everything and you don't have to be proficient in everything and you just can't be. You focus, you find your niche, and if some client, film, whatever came along to me and asked me, would you score this? And we are looking for like a jazz type score. I would say, sure, I can produce it, but I would get someone on board who actually knows his shit about it and
like
not do
me.
it myself. Like you.
No, but the thing,
But only temper 200 and up.
Yeah, no, but it's kind of weird because I studied all that stuff, but I don't use it. So I kind of like forgot it because you don't need to play like, all these minor 7 and major 7th chords
just
and
ask
everything.
me what I had during my high school years in math with all these functions.
Exactly. Yeah.
No idea.
I was
looking
always
forward
missing.
when my son is at that age that I need to help him with his homework.
Oh man, yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah, but that's okay. So I think we're pretty similar. We know what we can do. We are pretty confident about this, but we also know what we can't do.
Right.
So if somebody would call me hire me as a flamenco player, I could fake a little Spanish solo, but no, I wouldn't do it.
Fake it till you make it.
Yes. But I would just maybe play a lick or something, no problem. But if somebody really wants to record like Friday Night in San Francisco by Eli Miola, Paco de Lucci or something, and all these John McLaughlin, and I would just say no, just get a professional. It's the same with orchestrating stuff, by the way. I'm always happy to have an orchestrator just hand out the stuff.
I'm so glad that my business partner is an orchestrator.
That's great.
All right. What is organic instruments? Is organic instruments not actually also orchestral tools? No, there was something else. Organic.
We can just check.
Be mistaken.
We can just check something, but to be honest, I never heard
of organic instruments.
I just have to be careful because sometimes you get like messages from people asking you, and you just don't have time to reply because sometimes it's a week. You get like 5 emails or even more from developers, and then you're like, it's not
like only like, can you check my track? It's also, can you check my library?
Yeah, and can you do a video about it? And this is like preparation time. So depending on the library, sometimes you just have to prepare yourself to know the library, that you're not like kind of like a dumbass like me and forgetting 50% of the library.
But
like
honestly, it's really complaining on symphonic.
High level. Yes, in a sense it is. Yes, but we can't. I'm terribly sorry if we can't bring the attention to every developer out there,
Output, we should quickly mention that Output is a company that has been around a while.
This is not.
It goes through Plug-in Boutique, it looks like.
Oh, okay. So that's probably his affiliate link, though. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's just switch over here.
Output, I still use Ref. That is pretty much the only library that I sticked with. But they have awesome stuff. Just sometimes it just doesn't fit what you're writing. But favorite is Ref, Signal, the Sub one, Substance, and the vocal library. What is the name of the vocal library?
Exhale, I think that's a library.
Right.
I also have Analog Strings, really great library. I mean, to me, also like Output is kind of like revolutionary because they started with this ref library, and it's such a simple idea, but just
it's still gorgeous to this day.
Yeah, shape the sound to like the sound of an entire industry, I would say. You know, because they kind of like not invented, but they did it. It's like a Columbus egg. Yeah, I can do reverse instruments too. Yeah, but you didn't.
Yeah, they did.
And also, I should say that speaking of distortion plugins, Thermal is absolutely amazing. There we are at distortion plugins again. It really has a unique and great sound, and you can automate it. And you can. If I hover over this, you can't really see it, but you can automate this little lava thingy here. The floor is lava.
By the way, someone just mentioned Output also makes a damn fine desk.
Yes.
And speakers now as well.
Yes.
I think together with Focal.
Yes, and they also have Arcade. Is it their
Arcade?
synth?
Their subscription synth / loop.
That's
player.
really cool. If you just need
$10 a month, and I had the subscription for a year, but I canceled it in the end because I just tended to not use it.
I still have it running. Yeah,
You still have it running.
To be honest, I didn't use lots of their stuff.
I think since 2 years I have a Splice account and I have accumulated like 2,500 credits or something like that.
The worst thing, I don't even know if I have a Splice account.
I do have one, but I should start downloading some samples there.
Yeah, but once in a while, this is what it also comes down to. If you sometimes you just load something and it fits, and you just use it and it makes sense, and then you're like, this has been worth like 10 months subscribing Arcadia or Arcade, not Arcadia. Did I say Arcadia? I mean Arcade.
You said Arcade.
Yeah.
But then again, so Output, great company and very innovative in their style.
And Craig, also the owner, is I've actually worked with him, like doing some little library music for
nice.
But really nice guy. So definitely
I met him at NAMM show
a big thumbs up.
Time.
Yeah. Big thumbs up.
When they introduced the speakers, I think it was 2 years ago, 2019, the last time where many people were allowed to come together in a place.
Yeah.
Performance Samples is currently off the link because they had a sale before Black Friday, so on Vista and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think that has to do with the upcoming Pacific library that they're going to release soon, I guess. I don't know if they do an end of the year sale with some of the other stuff, but we mentioned it quite a few times. Performance Samples, personal favorites, Fluid Shorts, Vista, Angry Brass pretty much as well.
Caspian, definitely.
Caspian is
I use that a lot.
Okay, now we mentioned all their products.
Yeah.
But Oceania 1 and 2 is absolutely...
Yeah, I also did. I think I remember did a review on the percussion stuff they have. It's such a versatile.
Another thing, I had that on stream as well.
What I really love about them is that even the percussions. This is funny if you play it with that, because they have this philosophy of having this, pre-roll pickup thing. They put also something in the percussion stuff that I just shown in I think in an older video, an older live stream.
You can check it up on his channel.
Yeah, you can check it on my channel. But but what I'm trying to say is that the same approach to flute shorts, where you just have like these 100 milliseconds.
Did you say flute shorts or fluid shorts?
Flute.
Did they do flute shorts? Did I miss a library?
It's always like
it's also oboe shorts.
Flute, yeah. Flute. It almost feels like Dutch when you say that. Flute shoots. No, but it's like with that philosophy of having it. The same goes for the choirs. They have something on the pickup note. There is some magic going on this pre-delay thing that makes so much sense also for percussions. And I honestly have to say, if I would pick one company as an outstanding company from this entire list, no matter how many companies there are here, this is definitely Casper, and what he's doing is absolutely amazing.
But it's Jasper, not Casper.
Jasper. I mean, not Jasper. Yeah.
Yeah, but Jasper is also a great guy, by the way. And also, meanwhile, he's a bear.
Yes.
I think he's pumping. I don't know the last.
I was a little bit afraid.
Yeah, the last picture he posted on Facebook was like, dude.
I was seeing pictures from him before, like he was like
great.
Yeah,
absolutely,
of course,
absolutely.
And he's a charming guy. And then suddenly he was like, it's like, what the fuck is going on?
But then such Hulk, and then he does these like intricate libraries and this fine stuff. It's great. I love the combination, and he's just a great guy.
Yeah.
So Performance Samples is always, no matter if it's Black Friday.
I mean,
or not,
plus
always...
Vista Legato Samples is one of the best sounding, hands down, just one of the best sounding legato. Some people say there's a lot of dirt and noises in there, but I love dirt and noises.
I love that.
Yeah, I just wanted to do some joke about dirts and noises.
Right.
Just leave it. It would be better.
I mean, I have never heard of them, but what is actually pornophonic instruments?
It sounds interesting.
We did tick the not for children box, right?
Yes, we did.
Can you switch the screen?
Let me just check first if we are on the right page or something. But this is like, I don't know. I never heard of
junk.
Let's just go in there. I'm not really sure if it's just like YouTube kind of like.
No, I mean it's just the name. So
to be honest, I've never heard of this company. But
me neither.
It looks cool. Kinda. Klusterkit. That sounds funny. That sounds. So why is every website I'm checking up today is like, I don't know what is going on. You just should probably work on having it mobile friendly or something. Oh, it does actually, but I don't know.
But
I don't.
Weird way.
That doesn't look really like porn-like.
I don't know much about that. So.
Yeah, I don't know. We just had to honorably mention this company by never heard, but just interesting of the name.
Yeah, so the name definitely makes you click on it and then not.
Yeah.
Because you're disappointed.
We are just if my girlfriend would just come over, it's just like typical man. You just have to click it.
I have to skip through the list a bit. Pulse setter sound up to 80%. They do some great stuff for in terms of synth libraries and synth expansions and also contact libraries. Just a quick shout out. Q Up Arts, the only developer that ever did like a Native American tribal library, to be precise.
Okay.
Just have to I know that because I bought these libraries for a job I was doing for a TV show where I needed Native American music. The problem is, since they are the only developer that is like all over TV, Voices of Native America.
Okay.
There's a version 3. I didn't even know that. Oh, coming soon. That's why. Okay, that's good. But gorgeous samples if you need that kind of stuff. Sounds like real field recordings. And
which isn't a bad thing.
Which definitely is not a bad thing.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many libraries that have been recorded with I don't want to mention any names here, but I know that some libraries have been recorded with a Zoom player just holding in the room, and they sound absolutely amazing. Yeah.
If it works, it works.
Yeah.
So then we have Realitone, obviously Mike Green, owner of VI Control and runner of VI Control. We should mention that. He, meanwhile, has also grown his catalog quite significantly. Sunset Strings, for example.
Yes. Definitely have to mention Sunset Strings because it's using a very here it is
different approach.
A very different approach on playing sample. I mean, it's not. Don't see it as a strings library. As where's the legato?
No, it's more like I would consider it like an organic texture library, which allows you to morph between two different layers. But the sound quality of the recordings is exceptional.
Absolutely. And I think they mentioned that they recorded it on Sunset Strip, right? At the
Sunset Studios.
Yeah. And it's just amazing because you can. I don't know. I don't have an example.
Studio A at United It was just mentioned the text up there. Not
okay.
But it's on.
Sunset Strip, right? Sunset Boulevard. So it's.
Makes sense to name it Sunset Strings.
Yes, and it's not just like blending these two, crossfading something. There is something going on under the hood.
There's a lot of going on, and what I really I think we both did streams on the library, so check this out if you're interested in more, or check the
you can also watch it on his channel, which is mentioned in the description below.
Thanks so much, brother.
Of course.
And they have some interesting functionality for the start and the end of the note. So you can do downfalls and stuff like that. So you can change the release type. Instead of just lifting the bow from the string, you can do different articulations for, like I mentioned there, breathe in, breathe out release. For the attack and release. The graphic changes nicely for that as well. So you can slide down into the note and stuff like that. It's a different approach, but very, very versatile, and the sound is gorgeous.
Yes. Definitely. The sound is really great. If you just put it below some other string library, or you just use this one and you just want to create something that is really mellow and lush, is probably the right word.
Instead, like you always use the nuclear sustain patch, you use this to get some more emotion.
Yes, right. Emotions in my life couldn't hurt once in a while.
There you go. And Realitone, the vocal stuff is great. Their Reali Banjo was just upgraded to a contact player library. And they have this neat little pattern player, which makes it really. The cool thing is about banjo, you have these every second note is slide. You slide from one note to the next, and they just managed to make that very realistic, and it just sounds very banjo.
They also have some vocal libraries in there that I sadly never tested or played.
Blue is actually a word builder library, so you can make her sing your words if you spend some time.
Right.
And by the way, the Fingerpick 2 is also one of the best sounding acoustic guitar libraries that I know of. So shout out to Mike. Thanks for running VI Control and also for putting Realitone forward. Red Room Audio up to 50% off. The Palette series is great for beginners. I would say suggest because it's a little bit.
Let's just switch over.
Yeah. And,
Oh, there's some more. Yeah,
there's a bunch
go
of
on.
stuff. You talk about Sounds from Hell because you did extensive videos on these.
It's just one of these libraries where you can find stuff that you don't find somewhere else. You just listen to it and say, I've never heard this before. Even though, of course, some of this is textures, you get like textures in lots of libraries, blah, blah, blah. But if you listen to this and you compare it, you don't find anything what is going on in this library. And yeah.
And I only realized after a while playing around with it, with some of the drones, and I checked, and there were like, I don't know, 45, 50 keys in blue where you can use them. And it was only later that I actually realized that there are like 4 different banks, like 4 times the sounds that I thought there were. So it's really, really comprehensive. 69 is actually a steal for
yes,
what you get.
definitely. And you get also like other libraries like the QBuilder Cinematic Rhythms. I think we did a giveaway back then, and we did a video about this. And also in combination, I did that probably with Saga, the acoustic trailer percussions.
Yeah.
And I mean, the standard quote of me, you can never have enough percussion libraries.
And Saga actually is really good.
It sounds very organic.
More organic, more not in your face, not as epic, big like Heaviosity, etc. But you don't always need these in your face type sounds. This is really more natural.
If you would get hired, if you would get hired for strategy games like RPG strategy games or something like Civilization, or that includes a lot of cultures, you know. This is definitely the library. So it resembles
the Tupan in this library is one of my favorite samples.
So this is a picture about this, whatever Roman fighter or whatever it is.
Makes sense.
It kind of like makes sense because it exactly resembles like the library sounds like. And also I just have to mention the runs and arps. The palette runs and arps. This is like one of these things you can, unless you're Thomas Bergerson, you can't really get runs sounding right with multi-samples. So I'm always happy. I'm always happy if you have pre-recorded runs and arpeggios.
And by the way, the orchestral effects library is a real secret gem. It's a hidden gem. There's so much great stuff if you for horror scoring, for if you need just that stuff that no sample library can reproduce. And the sheer amount of different samples that is in there is actually it surprised me, because there's a lot more in there than appears on the surface.
Now I know what I have to get for Black Friday, because you asked before and I didn't have anything coming to my mind.
There you go. No, this is really great. The orchestral effects are good, and you have this this effects builder where you can stack strings, brass, and the choir to get these real big rises and clusters. Really, really good.
By the way, do you want some water?
Yes.
In between, I just pick you something. I just go.
Thank you very much. I also finished my beer, so I take water, please.
Yes, of course. We don't have any more beer, sadly. But
no, that's fine. That's fine.
Go on for a bit.
Otherwise, we start to sing bad songs. That is not a good idea on stream, right? Let me get me back in focus here. Am I in focus? Leave a like under the video if you like it. If you don't like it, leave a like as well. It's better for the algorithm. And where were we, by the way? We were talking about Red Room Audio. So after R comes... There's so much. I'm afraid the stream is going for the next 5 hours. We're getting to Stressov soon. We mentioned Slate Digital already. Let me quickly check if there's any questions left in the chat. I'm thirsty, by the way. Yeah, the fiddle is really good from Red Room Audio as well. Bram, you won the QBuilders library. Did you write something with it? See, that Saga's 49 on audio plugin deals. I think that's the price that I paid for it as well a while ago. Runs and Arbs are very good too. True. Great to hang out with you guys, but I've got to run. Cheers. Have a good evening. Bye, Ember. Was nice having you around. Thank you so much, brother.
You have to be patient with an old man's bladder.
Yeah, of course. You also Uber eat some food. We did that before the stream.
Yes.
It was very good. So we are pretty much. I skipped a bunch of the S range here. Rigid audio, right? Audio, robotic bean, Roly. I mean, Roly is 40% off. That's kind of more of a hardware thing. So if you're interested in that, like Roly keyboard,
40% off.
Actually,
Probably
quickly
the
click that. I just want to know.
Yeah, probably the software is because they have this really cool sounding. We just can hop over for a second. So to be honest, I got a Roly back then. I think it's somewhere behind the guitars, eating dust. And it's a Seaboard, and but I don't know. Maybe it's because of space, because I'm very limited to space. Limited in space, when it comes to like putting all that stuff here. Not like Darius having like 300 Seaboards. Honorable mention to you. That composer having like his studio looks like a Star Trek. Darius. He's like he's a really cool guy. But I don't, why did I get to that? Because I have the Seaboard, but I don't use it anymore. But it's like a really unique approach. I don't need it all the time, but they have this amazing synth that is called Equator. We have it right now here, Equator. So I would assume that they have this Black Friday.
What is Equator? It's a synth?
It's a synth.
I haven't really looked into that. Honestly, I always connected Roly with just their Seaboard, so they have done quite a bit. But meanwhile,
you can do this on a Seaboard, and
you can do this,
like on a rubber band thingy, like yeah, I know it looks dirty. What's supposed to be,
Since we just got over pornophonic,
don't getting in all to the gestures that you can do on the. It feels like you're just. Yeah, doing stuff on a diving suit or something. It's like, but it feels funny. But there is some really cool stuff that you can do, like sliding up with a note and having like the pitch wheel implemented into the key, so that you can slide up and down and stuff like this. So you can really do some really great and unique sounding stuff. And you can bring like a synth really to life, and the Equator, the synth really takes advantage of all that stuff.
Okay,
definitely
makes sense. What is that?
Infinite Constellations. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. What is?
I just my brain is just like, what is
rub? 40 rubs.
40
1,
rubs.
2, 3, 4.
No, we're just making fun of something.
We don't want to make fun. We just don't know what to make of it. Is it Russian rubles?
No, I think it's
rupees? No.
Yes, it's Russian rubles, I think. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. Good night. Thanks for the live stream. Thank you for joining us. So back to the letters. We were at S. That brings us to a bunch of stuff
that sounded off. We were at S. So yeah.
Obviously we now get
pornophonic really kind of like influenced us in a bad way.
Get into the range of Sonoscore, Spitfire, etc. Lots of S libraries out there. Oh, I didn't say that.
You didn't say that.
I apologize. So what do we have?
Where are we? Replicas, the rhythmic robot.
We had Slate Digital. We had that already. Sonic Adams is a little small developer from Poland. He did 2 or 3 libraries for Halion Sonic, I think. One is the free piano, which actually was really, really nice, like type of felt piano. Definitely worth checking out. Sonoscore. I mean, what's to say?
Yeah, a great team.
Yeah.
Some of these.
If you don't know, the guys behind Sonoscore are also the guys behind Dynamedian, which is like Alex's home base, kind of.
Sort of. I mean, yeah, I just worked for the company and I just did so many products for them, but they actually don't have anything to do with Dynamedian. It's a different part of the company, but it's like World Empire anyway. Yeah. But I mean, they just also created some really cool stuff. So I honestly don't know everything because also my day is only like 24 hours. But what I can recommend if you're looking for that, I think there is not really all products on there that they have. They don't have Strings of Winter.
The Sonoscore website.
Yeah.
The orchestra, Strings of Winter, Horns of Hell. The whole orchestra package
definitely
is. I mean, they work together with East West. So the whole Opus orchestrator engine is kind of based on the orchestrator engine, as far as I know.
They also mentioned it, I think, on the website.
Right. So, and it makes sense because when you compare them side by side, they're very similar. So it's. it's a not a writing but an inspiration tool to get you going fast, and it's a great sketching tool. It's a very lightweight library that is great for on the way when you need something small footprint for your laptop. This is awesome.
I just noticed this when you just have something, your orchestra sounds great, but you just need like this additional layer of something that is mighty or something, and you just put in Horns of Hell, for example, and you get like this rhythm texture that doesn't really change your track, but it's just doing something.
Pushing from the bottom.
Yeah. And also, I mean, I didn't test the lyrical bundle here. I know that the singer is Connie, probably. I know her. She's a really great singer, an opera singer. I think I already also recorded back then with her together. I was faking a tenor and she was singing. I'm not really sure if that licensed track is still available.
My secret tip for Sonoscore is definitely the whole Origin series. These little RP textures with different stringed or plucked instruments, they're just great because they add so much life and movement without being too synthy because it's organic source material.
Yeah.
And great presets that just get your ideas flowing pretty quickly.
And also, not on this list, but Elysion is definitely...
Elysion, yeah. They just updated, I think, with a bunch of new content and new sounds. Or new presets, at least.
Yes.
So, Sonoscore, big thumbs up. Then we have Sound Iron. Sound Iron has up to 50% off. I think Sound Iron is also one of the little bit underrated developers. They have a lot of great stuff. And they have upped their game in showcasing their instruments for quite a while now. Craig is a good buddy of mine who does all the social media and videos for Sound Iron. Also,
and he's an awesome guitar player.
Awesome guitar player as well.
I just heard in some track.
What that might have been. And they also did the Hyperion series, Hyperion Strings, Hyperion Brass. So they foray into the orchestral world even more. They do a lot of niche instruments that you don't see anywhere else, like old Farfisa organs and old synth and some kind of Russian.
And also the sick bundle stuff.
Is amazing if you want to do some horror scoring.
Yeah, and they also have the Apocalypse Ensemble, right? Percussion library.
Again, you can never have enough.
Yeah.
But they are also really good. And most of the stuff, 50%. And I still remember using the Olympus Choir.
Yes, and also they have a very great sustain pad on that Olympus Choir. It sounds a little bit synthy. I think there's a lot of reverb and it's a little bit processed, but it sounds really gorgeous.
Right.
Yeah.
So much stuff to walk through. Holy hell. But we're nearly there. We are close to the end of the list. Sound Magic, Sound Morph, Sound Yeti, Splash Sound, Spitfire Audio. Do you know them?
Never heard of her.
Okay, quick shout out. I just got.
Yes, I mean, of course.
I feel it feels like 56 emails from Spitfire Audio
during the last 3 hours.
Yeah, just today. Right. So
why not 57 amps? Right, by the way.
Because there are 4 subs, not 5.
But why?
It would be imbalanced.
I know, but why not 57?
No, let's stop the. Kein Schabernack hier.
Yeah.
Last year they did the Aperture Strings library for free if you buy a certain threshold of libraries. I didn't get it, unfortunately, because there wasn't anything I wanted to buy. Because I actually was interested
threshold
in the
of libraries. That is interesting because they released so much. I even lost count of
Me
what
too.
you know. Yeah, but no,
I got 2 emails today with big sales. One was pretty much the Oliver Arnold's Evolutions, the free Discovery Orchestra. So you get that for free, the free one. And one of their latest, they have these, I would say, artist series libraries, kind of like the specific ones, for like $100. That's a pretty good deal, especially since the Chamber Evolutions are worth $100 alone, no matter what else you get with it. Which still doesn't give you Aperture, by the way. And this new Aperture library that they do this year, I haven't really looked into it. I have to be honest there. They put a lot of amps and subs in the air hall and sampled a bunch of instruments and synth through it. I bet it was very loud, and I bet it sounds very mighty and majestic. and that's all I can say about it.
Yeah.
And the biggest bundle that they have is like a 50% saving on Albion Neo. I would have to look it up again. I got the email today. It was like 500 instead of $1,000.
Yeah, that's
Neo,
also pretty.
Bernard Herrmann toolkit and the alternative solo strings. That's the bundle.
But they probably don't have an on Abbey Road 1 because that's one library.
Oh, I also
no
made a
matter how
mistake.
limited it is.
I also made a mistake. The regular Ola for Evo is in the bundle, not the chamber strings.
Okay, but they don't have a sale going on for orchestral
A roof.
foundations, huh?
A roof.
What?
Abbey Roads 1. The official VI abbreviation for Abbey Roads 1 is a roof.
I get it. I get it right now. Sorry for being slow here. That's one library. I mean, they sadly
Abbey
don't
Road
have it.
1 orchestral foundations, a roof.
Oh, a roof. Okay. But yeah, no, sadly, no discount on this. But one orchestral library I really recommend because no matter what you use and you put orchestral Abbey Road 1 behind it, it's really that mighty. It sounds really Hollywoodish.
Honestly, this one is still on my list that I would want to buy. The last one I bought was Solstice, which was a great investment. And no, the second last one was Solstice. And right after that, I bought Hammers. Because
I don't even have hammers.
It's Charlie Klauser.
Yeah, I know it's Charlie, but I don't have it yet.
Dude, you can never have enough percussion libraries. That's your own words.
I know.
And it's only 200 gigabytes.
I just have to. Only 200? Wow.
No, but honestly, it's really, really good.
I just have to get it, probably disregarding if there is some discount or whatever coming on. Let me check my crypto.
A roof? It sounds a little like a dog.
One evergreen, probably I'm still using on almost every track. Hans Zimmer percussions.
For sure, for sure.
Is this really like not Batman, but it's
honestly, I always just had the JXL mixes on my drive.
Same.
Because the library is like nearly 200 gigabytes, and the JXL alone is like
that was
15 or something. And that was fine. I just recently updated and loaded the whole thing again because the LMI mixes are great as well. So there's so much more to discover once you dig deeper. But I mean, the JXL patches just
they just rock. It's like you got these low booms and you got the taiko ensembles and everything, and they have this what is really that you can't find. I mean, one similar sound that I would probably say would be Damage 2 that is coming close to the round.
But Damage 2 has more edge to it.
Yeah.
So I would say Hans Zimmer percussion.
It's very dark,
very similar, but
kind of like darker a little bit.
Rounder.
Yeah, rounder. That's probably the best word.
He has more edge to it.
Yeah.
But they are both very, very similar in terms of.
So if you, for example, match HC1 Hans Zimmer percussion with, for example, Damage, or you add it to Cerberus or something, you layer it, you can get some really mighty stuff going.
The question here is Abbey Road better than Albion 1? The cool thing is you have Abbey Road, I have Albion 1. So
I also have Albion 1.
Okay, I think it's not the best way to compare better or worse. I think Albion 1 serves a different purpose. I think they were recorded in the same space, right? Albion 1 was
Linter Studios, Abbey Road 1. Abbey Road 1 was recorded in Abbey Road, and Albion was Linter's, the famous that they closed down.
It's not the same.
I think, it has
I don't have a roof, so I can't help me if I'm wrong there. But I think Albion 1 is a little more distinct or spread out, like more high string sections. You have the legatos, which you don't have.
You don't have legatos in Abbey Road 1. But you have legatos in Albion.
Yeah, right. That's what I meant.
Sorry, I'm getting confused. In Abbey Road 1, you don't have any
You need to buy
stuff
the expansions. You have the low strings, I think, have.
But there are just two expansions, right? The low strings and the woodwinds.
I think there are three.
I think sparkling woodwinds.
Two woodwinds and
I lost someone. But what I would say about Albion 1 is a very special library. And I remember this from writing my demo, Feel the Steam, back then, that I'm still getting feedback on. It's really amazing. And it's just they have absolutely gorgeous horn and trumpet legato layers.
The legato layers are great.
Absolutely
and also one thing that many people tend to forget is that the spiccato strings are some of the beefiest that I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Especially if you combine the main and the close mic.
Mm-hmm.
They're
And-
really, really in your face.
Also, the bass cello legato sounds, they are always octaved, so it's not really like ensembles.
Although it's
you know?
still not the same than the original Albion 1 octave patch.
No?
It's a new recording, and they have
Oh,
the
wait,
Legacy one in Albion 1 included as well. But I kind of still prefer the sound from the original Albion 1 library on that low patch. But they are both gorgeous.
Yeah.
No question.
I just remember I did feel the steam back then for one Albion 1 early releases, I think the first one. And then Spitfire asked me to write a demo for the upcoming Albion
Well, that feels
1.
the steam.
And that was another The Journey Continues, and I picked up the theme of Feel the Steam and put it into that demo. So you can hear both themes that I was using 8 years before or something, or what the time difference, whatever was. That just came to my mind. But I mean, I would just let your heart decide, what you find more interesting. Who asked the question? I just have to, is Abbey Road better than Albion 1? The thing is, Abbey Road 1 is the Hollywood sound. It has been
the British Hollywood sound.
The British Hollywood sound, right. That's right. So, but it's like you go there and you listen to Star Wars, and it has been recorded at Abbey Road Studios, and it has been, of course, probably not recorded with the LSO, London Symphonic Orchestra.
I don't think so.
But there is like this very distinct sound that when I heard that there is an Abbey Road 1 sample library being released, I just had to get it because the sound.
Yeah.
It's just, and if somebody says, yeah, but it doesn't sound as good as whatever, but I say, yeah, but it's that Hollywood sound that you can hear on, Star Wars. What else?
Harry Potter.
Yeah. Was Harry Potter recorded at Road 1? Yeah. And many other movies. I'm just forgetting right now.
Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Howard
Right.
Shore.
Yes.
How could you forget? Anyway, so much.
We could spend a few weeks.
It reminds me of Loki. That's very sad. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, we could spend probably another 3 hours on just the
I think
Spitfire page. There is so much
rushing
stuff.
Through a little more now.
Uh,
What is the purpose of the stream? We just want to have a little chat, want to talk about some stuff and our opinions, what we think, what we use on a daily basis. Is it useful? Let us know in the comments below after you watch the video, or if you were not able to catch it live. How long are we actually streaming now? Is it
3 hours?
3 hours?
Yeah.
Holy hell! So there's just one thing that we can say for sure. There's just so much fucking stuff out there.
Yeah.
That it's incredible and easy to lose track. And the thing is, at some point, you get like, how do I put that? You get a little bit tired of everything that's coming out, and you can only have so many libraries.
Yeah.
And at some point, at least I felt it like a few years ago, actually, there comes the point where you decide, okay, this is what rather downsizing than upsizing. This is what I go with, and with what I have, I try to create my sound with it through layering, through just being creative with what I have. I think there's a danger in always changing the charging or chasing, that's the word, in chasing the newest tool, because I only need this next library, then my sounds will get better. There's an inherent danger in that. So
yeah, I think if you're settled with an orchestral library, or you have like 3 or 4 sample libraries that are orchestral based, you just have your foundation that you always use. So I would focus on buying, or me personally, heading out and buying little stuff for like $49 that somebody created.
That are not
like
covered
really
anywhere
niches.
else.
There was somebody had like the fortune to have like a really old, whatever, rare. Synth or some kind of recording gear, and they recorded something, and on accident they created something like the bunker sample stuff. Somebody happens to live close by a bunker or something and has access to bunkers, so all of this stuff sounds really unique, and this is the stuff I would hunt down. Also these sound processed libraries sometimes that you just have to have as a again, I'm just saying this in the sense of being a working composer, that if you get a job and you just have to deliver a score 6 hours, not a full score, but a first example, maybe on the same day, and that you just have to rely on some stuff that is loops or that is pre-processed or something, and then just make your own out of that stuff.
It's pretty much the same with mixing or writing music. At some point, you just need to decide, this is it.
Yeah.
This is what I work with. This is what I have. And same with libraries. At some point, it's just better to tell yourself, this is it. But before we come to the end of that, we forgot one developer with the S.
We actually have to have a few on that list right here, because we skipped Slate.
I just skipped a bunch of that.
Yeah.
But stress of sampling.
Definitely.
Because stress of sampling, if we can open the website.
Ellen, thank you so much, by the way.
Ellen, thank you. We will have a beer on you. Cheers. Because it was mentioned in the beginning, Afflatus.
Yeah.
Flagship
very underrated.
Library, very unaffordable for a lot of people because it came with a pretty tough price. Well, considerably tough price tag of, I think, 800 or 900 euros when it was first released. Currently, it is, first of all, there last year was a big update. I did a long stream about it where I raved about the library because it's one of my personal favorites. And it's currently 50% off.
Yeah,
And
I mean, that's basically like a no-brainer. I mean, there is so much stuff.
It's still $400 something dollars or euros, so it's still a good chunk of money. But given what you get with this library, this is
I mean, to be honest, I didn't look at the feedback on the update or that was released on the new content. But what I remember from, or what I know from the sound design patches, also from this experimental patches, that you have strings mixed with something else.
The Middle East patch was
absolutely amazing. I think I used that so often on the stuff, of course, when I needed something like this. And Afflatus is definitely like a really, how do you say, like, is it undervalued library?
Underappreciated?
Underrated.
Flies under the radar.
Yes.
For
so
a lot
basically,
of people.
it should have more attention.
I think overall, Stressov in general as a developer is I think flies under the radar. I mean, they have grown in the last couple of years, but especially with the Afflatus, I think they even made more of a name for themselves. But also the other libraries, the whole choir libraries, first of all the choir essentials, which is very affordable. The percussion is talking about percussion again, but the percussion essentials is more than an essential or entry level library. This is a full blown percussion library that gets you through the whole range with amazing recorded sounds with 3 microphone positions. So it's pretty amazing. And the choir, the
Jade, also the Chinese orchestra, that's absolutely amazing.
The Jade and the Bulgarian Ethnic Orchestra is also great. They have developed so much great content over the last couple of years. Definitely worth checking out for what Black Friday deal they offer. It's a different sound aesthetic, I would say, from the Western or Hollywood type of sound. It's more like the Eastern romanticism, especially Afflatus. But there
are some romantic patches, legato patches in Afflatus that are really sounding amazing that you don't find anywhere else. So
I think a lot of these patches in Afflatus are different from the regular string libraries. That's why I'm so much in favor of this library, because if you have 2 or 3, like we were just talking about, basic orchestral libraries that settle your core sound, so to say, Afflatus is not in contrast to that. It's like an add-on, because most of the stuff that is in there is something you won't find in other libraries.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so what do we have still here on? I would mention Toontrack if you just want to get like the biggest drum library ever. That is probably like a gazillion terabytes. I think I
have bought 20, 25 Toontrack libraries. I think my most used one is actually the pop punk. It's such a great library.
That's like out of the, but you get a lot of MIDI stuff also, because I mean, composers always complain that somebody didn't use right, that like since we had it with trombones.
Yes.
There's just like 4 or 5 trombones in the orchestra, or maybe 3 sometimes. You just have to do
How
blah,
dare
blah,
you
blah.
play a chord?
But yeah, but everybody plays like the hi-hat when there is like a
6-arm
cymbal
drummer.
or a tumbler, like a 6, like Shiva is playing
Yeah, right.
drums. So
same thing again, MIDI files. So the MIDI files that you get are actually played by real drummers. So it doesn't get
Worth
much
gold.
better than that.
Right.
If you don't have much idea about how drums work and how drums are programmed, this is your first step to get your game up there.
right. Also,
And
I have
Easy
to
Drummer is a great entry level and still great sounding library.
I just comes to my mind because I just wrote down a few things and just want to mention one thing that we didn't talk about, and this is Neural DSP. They also have a 50%. I just have to dig up that website really quick. We just have a few minutes, right? You're not falling asleep here? Yes, already. He did already.
What?
No, just fine. I just wanted to ask if you're still fine with adding a few more minutes and talking about.
No, I'm totally. Also, you did it already. Yeah, right.
So let's just
Was a
switch
long
over
day.
because
I got up
think.
at 6 this morning.
Yeah, I think if
Spain.
yeah, I know. That's why what I'm saying.
Crazy.
You're not. But I just have to talk about this because first of all, the archetype Tim Henson, I didn't get it. That's another library I definitely want to get because everything is 50% down. I did on my channel also like an archetype Gojira. No, they didn't ask.
If
I
you
just
ask me, the
bought
best
it.
one is the Kali.
The Kali. I don't have this one.
14 Kali suite.
I just have to get this. If
At
you
least
want,
I think it's the most versatile.
okay. Maybe I get that too. But what I really love is the Grano Fire. I think nobody really talks about this one. This got such a, such punch. I don't hear in any of these other ones, except maybe Gojira. This is absolutely awesome. Corey Wong is a completely different style of music, designed for a different style of music. Tim Henson, if you don't know the guitar player Tim Henson, he's absolutely amazing. Just sending kudos to this guy because he's such a great guitar player.
Do they work like Melodyne, where they autocorrect your guitar playing no matter what you play?
Sadly not, no. But yeah, I mean, the Abasi is really great. Tosin Abasi is like an absolutely amazing guitar player. There are a lot of great patches
And
on
there
this.
we have him again, Nolly.
And Nolly, yeah. So he designed, like the bass player again from Periphery, he's designing all the impulse responses and all the technology and algorithms. I'm not really sure about the algorithms, like rhythms and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if he just wrote it all by pencil.
I mean, the thing is that
whole
Neural
code.
DSP, I think pretty much hands down is the best MSIM
Yeah.
that is available on the market
Definitely.
out there.
I mean, it's a matter of taste, of course, but I think when it comes to Forte Nameless Suit is modeled from the amp of the Meshuggah guitar player Fredrik Torndal. So it's like really absolutely amazing stuff. It sounds like smashing everything. It's smashing skulls all the time.
Can it do romantic?
I don't have time for romantic. Yeah, but just wanted to mention this company because there's some really awesome stuff going on with that company.
Yeah, Polyphia is like 2 meters above my head. I mean, it's awesome, and I am a long time Dream Theater fan. It's like this is putting Dream Theater into its place, kind of a little bit.
What is it, Polyphia?
Polyphia is, you know that the awesome guitar stuff. You don't know? Okay,
No.
we'll show you after the stream.
Is it a band or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to.
Oh, that's the band of Tim Henson.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, I just didn't have the name. But it's
Polyphia is his band, and you have to check that out. This is
definitely know this one, but I
out
didn't
of this
recall the
world,
name. Yeah,
out of this world. I think we're pretty much through it. I just realized, from a marketing standpoint,
we were pretty good by not
we
mentioning
were
any.
totally idiots not to mention that right from the
But
get-go,
I
because
just have to-
everyone who is watching the video later down the line will get this information only at the end of the video.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cool
That's
that
sad.
we are not that,
Anyway.
Yeah, but one thing I just have to mention, I mean, it's probably VSL that I just have to say, because this
Yes, right.
company is like, if you're really looking for something that is doing everything as detailed as possible in the most
And as dry
professional...
as possible.
Yes.
Well,
And,
not the Synchron series.
No, the Synchron series is really great. I didn't have the... this is one of these string libraries like the modern scoring strings that I would love to have. But I don't see the point of spending another gazillion dollars. No, it's not that expensive, but I don't see the point currently of spending that much money with, especially Tokyo Strings coming up. That's really promising, and having Araya, orchestral tools, and all these libraries at our hands.
Mm-hmm. As I said, when somebody asked me what do you wish for Black Friday, I actually wish for 60% off as SSD drives because I just need more friggin' space, especially NVMe drives. Like a 4 terabyte NVMe would be handy.
Yeah, that would be cool. I still have a little bit of space, so I just kind of ordered in advance like 4 terabyte SSD drives, so they're still not really full. Yeah. I mean, 2 of them.
I mean, the thing is,
almost.
I'm pretty sure in the course of these nearly 3.5 hours now, we haven't covered pretty much half of it, maybe.
Yeah.
But again, it's not about talking about everything that's out there. And we can also only talk about the stuff that we know, either have worked with, have bought, or have worked with the developers. So there is a little bit bias in there, of course, because we can only talk about what we know.
Yeah.
And last thing that we definitely know is that Mr. Pfeffer is also having a Black Friday brawl over at his trailer course.
Yeah.
Which I can wholeheartedly recommend. I actually took it myself.
Thank you. Likewise for your course.
Thank you.
And we just mentioned the link down in the video description. So if you're interested in our courses, I mentioned them both. His so Dirk's production music course and my trailer music course. You got like the discount codes below. So Correct. If you just go to the checkout page and disregarding if you're using the full price or the 3-month installment plan, the code is applicable. You're right.
Right.
Thank you.
So yeah, on my course, it's 30% off for Black Friday. It's valid till end of November.
Yes, mine
November
too.
30th.
You have time to decide until the 30th. Actually, we just probably, I just have to think about it a little bit because I was thinking about the 3-month installment plan because if somebody buys it and
the other installments will be reduced as well.
I think so, yeah.
Automatically.
I was just something, the father brain, something shoots in your head and it's like saying, did I take care of this one? Yeah, I did.
Anyway, the thing is, and also, I mean, you know that Alex has a shop and I also have a shop where I need to update the nucleus template. Promise, I try my best to do that ASAP. But these shops will come out on Friday.
What is you already got your stuff reduced, right?
No,
the store?
No, just the course. The course. And the store will have some serious savings on Friday.
Yeah. So as for my store, I'm doing a $5 sale. It will look a little bit funny because when you visit the page, it will be 4.46 euros, everything. So I just reduced the sample libraries, no matter if they are costing like 49, 94, it's like 49, 29, 19, whatever, it will be reduced to $5. So I'm not really sure how much percentage.
You get greedy. Last year it was 2, but it's fine.
No. 3 actually.
3. Okay, there you go. But
sorry.
No, the thing is, it's. I think this is an amazing deal because some of your libraries are 25. Close to 30.
so it's probably 75% off.
Do you have a full bundle option as well?
I just have to. You can. I will think of something. It's still a little bit of time. I will do that on Friday. I will activate it all on Black Friday. I thought releasing it on the day.
Yeah.
And not like starting early. In June.
Black Friday sale starting at end of June.
Starting with a gingerbread sale.
and ending end of May.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So what about you? What about your store? What is going on there?
There will be some serious savings on the templates. And by the way, I can mention that it's NDA for myself.
It's yours.
It's my shop. So there are some new templates in the work that will be coming beginning of next year. I'm working on that as well. There's also another course in the work. And there is some content added to the production music course soon. As some
I still have to do that too.
As some may know, I was a little bit off the grid for a while, not being able to contribute new content. So that is
happens.
Coming. It's Alex and I have pretty much the same approach there. If we do that kind of course, it's kind of not really finished. It's like growing and adding content, and you get feedback from your students and. overall, I think we both had some great feedback from our students on that stuff. And I always look forward to feedback. And if someone feels that content is not covered, we can always talk and see if we can add some stuff.
Definitely. I was just thinking about a little bit more, a little bit ahead, and thought we could just throw in our. I shouldn't pay. We are on the different screen. I shouldn't share my bank details. But do you have your Discord invitation link ready? So we can probably put that in. I would just leave that here. You're welcome to. You could post it directly on.
Yeah, I can post it directly, right?
Yeah, into the chat. So you're welcome to, just find a nice seat, find some place to take some virtual milk and a cookie on our Discord server, and it's a cool place to be, because we have all kinds of channels going on in each of our servers.
I mean, there is some personality overlap between the two Discords.
Yes.
So we share a bunch of people, but also I like that a lot.
We are both German composers working on a license, plus we don't have hair on our heads.
We were mistaken for brothers once.
Really? Where?
I don't know. Somebody asked me if we're actually brothers.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it could be. Could be.
Well, I need to grow my beard a bit.
Yeah. But sometimes you see like brothers where someone is shaved and the other one looks like...
Yeah, right. That happens. Anyway, so I posted my Discord link. It didn't post as a link.
It just takes a little bit... it didn't post it as a link. Oh, you just have to... I'm sorry, but probably this is because of some kind of like weird protection
YouTube blocking.
stuff. Maybe you can...
I send it to you. I send it to you on your Discord.
Yes. That's kind of like an Inception stuff going on, right? You're just posting...
this is strange.
If I just have to get through all the NFT people want to join me. Yes, so I can post it here. So you guys can see this. So this is Dirk's Discord server. If you just want to join this one. Yeah. So what about you guys? Do you still have any questions?
Is there anything you're looking forward to Black Friday? What are you most excited about? What are you disappointed in? Let us know. We're interested in that as well. I mean, we have been talking our mouth dry for the past 3 hours.
Yeah, and we don't have any beer anymore.
We don't have a beer anymore, so it sucks.
I should have get some more, but yeah,
it's fine.
Probably not. This would kind of like escalate.
Good idea to not have more in the house.
We still have some gin over, but I think that probably would escalate even faster.
Would escalate, yeah. Okay, join. Thanks so much. Wave style, Black Friday all the year. Yeah, that's one important thing. That's the only thing I bought for Black Friday, the Waves SSL EV2, the new SSL plugin.
EV2?
Yeah. It's a kind of an evolution of their SSL. I mean, if you think about it, the Waves SSL plugin is more than 20 years old, meanwhile.
Yeah. I feel old right now.
And it's still good.
Yes.
So it's a great plugin. But the new one is really, really good. Dune or Zebra? What movie is Zebra?
What synth is Dune?
Did Hans Zimmer do Zebra as well? Yeah, he did. Zebra HZ.
Yeah.
Has his hands everywhere.
Yeah.
For me, it's Zebra because I don't have Dune. So
what is it? What is Dune? I don't know.
Another Yuhi synth.
Yuhi synth?
Yeah.
It's called Dune?
Yeah.
I just have to get it. I just have to...
Sorry, is Dune a Yuhi synth or it's another?
Because I... No, I mean, I know. I pretty got all of their stuff like Zebra, Diva, Hive.
Dune synth.
Dune synth.
Dune
I just
synth.
have to check this
I don't
out.
know who did it.
Dune synthesizer.
Synapse audio software, Dune 3. That's the one.
Oh, okay. I don't know this one.
Me neither.
The best Dune ever.
Now in full HD. See?
That's fine. I think that actor looked different, but it looks. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I love synth, I love sound design, I love processing, but at some point, you see the same wavetable editors and all these things over and over again. So I just have to probably listen to the demos. So as you've heard, as you've seen, we don't have headphones, so we can't listen to anything.
No.
I mean, we just have one pair.
You can listen.
Yeah, I mean, you too. I would share them with you.
Oh,
but right now we can't. But you have to probably check it out in a quiet moment.
By the way, we haven't even mentioned Yuhi. I don't know if Yuhi is doing Black Friday sale, but
I'm not sure.
Diva, Repro, these are all amazing synth. Do either of you ever use VSL? I personally don't. I do still have the old Woodwinds library, the original ones.
Yes.
Which had back then had the best legato I ever heard. And
yes.
I think it still
it's
holds
still
up
amazing.
to this day.
Definitely.
But
yes.
I just don't have it installed
I
anymore.
have Appassionata strings. I had also the Epic horns. That was absolutely amazing. Yeah. When Bill Brown, I think, wrote this demo, Lady Death. I still have it in my
playlist.
No, I just have it. I just remember it. Was it Bill Brown? I think somebody wrote Lady Death or something, and this demo I just had to get this library. Also, I just have to Project Sam.
Did we talked about Project Sam,
Project Sam, one of my...
Why? They weren't on the list. They just posted that they are going to update Symphobia 1 with a new adaptive sync and everything. They just released True Strike, which was an awesome update and was free because I had the original libraries, and this is really, really good. I'm looking forward to...
Is this I'm not really sure if I just logged into my account right now. No, I'm not, because I'm seeing something that I'm not really sure if it's like a discount, because Pandora... We just quickly have to switch over, because is it really like the core?
The full version is $4.99.
So it's so
and they haven't announced Black Friday sale yet.
Yeah, maybe it happens on Friday.
Maybe some developers actually use the Friday for the Black Friday.
Yeah, could be.
But they miss out on all the other ones that announced beforehand and grabbed all the money.
So if Symphobia 4 goes on sale, Pandora, I can highly recommend it, because this is one of the orchestral, the orchestral percussion part of that library is so awesome. You have you can set a swell or a roll, for example, to 3 or 4 beats, meaning 4/4, 6/8, 3/4, whatever, 7/8. Set it to 7 beats, 4 beats, whatever you want, 5 beats, and the roll would exactly go that many.
Yeah. So it syncs to the beat. Yeah.
Right.
Like we talked about with Heaviosity.
Yes. And and also the stuff that is in there. If you're looking for something as the logo resembles, I can just quickly hop over here
By the way,
again.
Sunny and some other guys just mentioned Yuhi has a 25% discount if you fill out a survey. So
Yuhi.
Yuhi. If you do Diva or Repro,
when you answer some
questionnaire, and then you get 25% off. That's actually
awesome.
Deal.
Yes.
I mean, they had this amazing deal a while ago with Native Instruments where it was 60% off of the bundle with Repro and Diva.
Right.
But the Zebra was not included in this one.
Okay.
But with Yuhi, you can't go wrong. There's just so much great stuff. And one thing I have forgot to mention, we didn't really talk much about synth, but I definitely want to give a shout out to Matt Bowdler, the Unfinished.
Right, I just wanted to do that right in this second.
Because his expansion packs, either Diva, Repro, Omnisphere, and we haven't even mentioned Omnisphere, but I think Spectrasonics doesn't do Black Friday sales.
Yeah, let's just...
But the Unfinished, if you are not...
Holy moly, I can't even write anymore. Unfinished.
The Unfinished Swan?
No.
No Swan.
Synth. I just probably... Oh, why did I... It just added...
There you go.
The Unfinished.
Yeah.
Let's see if he got some Black Friday stuff going on. But yeah, when it comes to synth, sound design...
This stuff is not really expensive. If you get everything, of course, it adds up. But usually his Omnisphere packs are $29, I think it's pounds.
Look at this. He worked on Dune with Hans Zimmer. So what can you wish for?
James Bond.
Also, yeah, that's really cool. So that guy, it's just amazing stuff.
He just has an extremely tasty or extremely good taste in patch design.
Yes.
And you just need usually 1, maybe 2 of his patches to bring a track to the next level.
Yeah, and also I remember his latest patch that I got. I should have gotten way more. The page is not loading right now. The Substrata patch.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of these patches I've used. The Repro 1
What is the
Repro
complete
1.
bundle right now? I'm just curious what he currently charges for everything.
Let's check this up. £1,000.
Okay, it adds up over time. I mean, he has released quite a bunch since then.
Yeah.
But there's also like an Omnisphere bundle or a Zebra bundle.
It's like tons of stuff. I mean, probably all the patches that you would get from this would be like probably similar to
Omnisphere content. I mean,
Yeah.
Omnisphere content is already enough for decades.
Yeah.
So, but he is just amazing.
I mean, he wasn't hired, to work with Hans Zimmer without a reason, right? Yeah. And I mean, just quickly mention like the Project Sam, if they would ever have a sale on, I mean, basically all the Symphobias, because one I consider like like an essential thing that still holds up to ensemble libraries today. Symphobia 2 for me was a little bit like maybe because of the demos I wrote for it, was a little bit more focused towards like that dreamy Inception kind of like stuff.
Lumina even more.
Lumina
Symphonia
went into
3.
the little, the fantasy stuff, cartoonish thing. Like it had like a little chapter on cartoon stuff and also the fantasy stuff, like everything that is coming to Elvish, how do you say?
Someone just wrote Project Sam goes live tomorrow with 30% off.
Oh,
Black
that's
Friday.
great. Yeah. So probably, I mean, Project Sam is to me is a no-brainer. Everything.
I think wasn't it recently or a while ago that Project Sim had a big sale with Native Instruments? I think they did a big one.
I don't know.
Where it was 60% off something like the whole collection.
Right.
It was not so long ago. But anyway, so the thing is, I think we're nearing the end of the stream, right?
Yeah, sort of.
Any more questions seem to dry out anyway? Okay, bye. No, I mean, guys and girls, thanks so much for sticking with us so long. We pretty much kept the 3-digit mark nearly for the whole time, which is great. We hope that you get some insight out of this little discussion. We definitely had fun.
Lots of fun. Yeah, it was really
talking
cool.
to
It
the
was
camera
really a
screen.
pleasure. Yeah. And it was also nice to have Dirk here at my place.
It was nice that Alex was home.
I would love to share, that I opened the door, right? That you can sleep on the couch.
Great.
But I would love to share, the thumbs up with Dirk. It's sadly not really like possible to just.
No, it's totally fine. It's totally fine.
I would without hesitation. I would just divide the thumbs up and put it on his channel too, to just kind of like share this because.
Well, we have the links in the bottom, so if you're interested in the stuff that
just
I
make
do,
sure to follow his channel.
you can.
You're also doing You're doing more regular live streams than I do. Which
You
probably,
know the drill. Click like, subscribe, bell.
Yes, right, and then you get. I will probably jump live too within like the next weeks, but I just had to, as I said before,
Sometimes
you just have
work gets in
24
the way.
hours a day.
It is, yeah.
Sometimes so just have to finish a few projects. Finished a few projects, but yeah.
Guys,
okay.
It was great seeing you all.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for the donations, for the kind words, for the support.
Zero G, we mentioned.
Did we mention Zero? Well, with
We
Stefano
mentioned
being
with
around,
Stefano
we
around,
didn't link it, but Zero G has some sales on Stefano's libraries on the Ethera series on the vocals. I think the intimate vocals is on $29 or something like that. So definitely check it out. Elements. I personally think they could sell it at full price. It will still be a steal.
And the vocal libraries are just like top notch.
It's just so great and so much good content that you get with that.
Yeah.
So check out the Zero G website.
You have a video on this, right?
Yeah.
I also have a video
I
on my
did
channel
quite a
here,
bunch
so you can
of these,
just Google for Zero G.
And by the way, Stefano has stepped up his game with the streams as well. He goes really in depth on what he can do with the libraries. So he showcases different approaches like writing a Viking queue and using the Ethera vocal series. He just did some videos on showcasing just the phrase libraries, how they work, and so it's really, really educational because he's a great composer as well.
Yeah.
Besides being a developer, he also, he is working regularly as a composer, and he's really good at that.
The best developers anyway, when they are a composer, because they have the mindset
Most of the time. Usually they develop the tools they feel they need for their job, which makes our life easier in the long run then as well.
Definitely.
So, Stefano, big shout out to you. You're awesome. And Clara as well.
Definitely. Yeah. So I think we're coming to an end on this stream.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
A lot of dry mouth now.
Yes, talking. We just need a few.
Anyway, you all have a wonderful evening. If any more questions arise, just leave a comment below the video later down the line. It will be live afterwards, available afterwards.
Available as a video, right.
Right. So, cheers. Thanks
so much for being here, and see you guys soon. Thanks for being here. And now I just realized I didn't put like a... so I just have to do it via mouse. So, thank you so much for being here. Have a great day. Have a great night wherever you are, and see you soon.
Bye-bye.